We're live.
This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, Jon Jones, #1 pound for pound, Bellator Fight Week, UFC, MMA news with the MMA-Holes. Wonderful, wonderful. We are here.
And queer. No. Just kidding. Guys, look at my new MMA-Holes tank top.
There you go. Look at that. Jesse's rocking the baby blue MMA-Holes tank top.
MMA-Holes.
For those on Podbean and iTunes, it is baby blue with a wonderful, wonderful logo smacked underneath the titties. And I have a new MMA-Holes shirt too. As, hey, ladies, I drink pineapple juice.
Wonderful.
Anyway,
wonderful.
we have a bunch of new merch on the store, and we have something that dropped today. Go check it out for yourself. We'll show you later on in the show. But it is Wednesday. It is a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and I am looking very much so forward to this Bellator card this weekend. The prelims I'm looking forward to. There's a lot of MMA news that we're going to get to.
Yeah.
And Johnny Bones Jones is the daddy of the pound-for-pound rankings.
Super chat.
We got polls with the super chat.
Artwork and a gold marker coming soon.
Artwork and a gold marker coming soon. Oh, well, look at that. Pulse says he's going to be sending. He's been saying he's been going to be sending artwork for a while.
Yeah.
You think it's going to come? This has been going on for months.
Maybe he's waiting for his t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, the gold marker might be for the t-shirt. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Pulse, for the donation. I appreciate it. All right, Jon Jones is the daddy of the pound for pounds. Jesse, are you surprised?
Shit. A little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I would think Khabib would be #1.
Really?
If I had to be perfectly honest, Khabib has never been busted, not only by the state athletic commissions, or I mean the only time he was that post-fight melee, but he's never really been busted by the athletic commissions, by USADA. He's always been a very stand-up fighter. He's undefeated. Like, what more can you ask for as a pound-for-pound fighter than Khabib Nurmagomedov? Jon Jones, I get it. Like, everyone's all hyped up about Jon Jones, but he's gotten in trouble 3 different times, gotten busted, 2 times, 3 times by USADA? Both of them for cheating, for having steroids, metabolic steroids in his system. Whatever the reason is, I don't give a fuck about your excuses. You had steroids in your system. The guy, there's just so much about Jon Jones and he has a 1-0 contest on his record. Khabib doesn't have that.
Well, the contest.
Because of the steroids.
No. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of the Matt Hamill fight.
No, this is because of the steroids. So the way I look at it is,
the fuck is he?
Khabib should be #1, but I mean, what? I don't get it.
What?
I just don't get it.
Why?
I get it if they put him at #2, fine, acceptable, but why would you put a cheater as a pound for pound fighter? Khabib. What has Khabib done wrong aside from the post-fight melee with Conor's fight? What has he done wrong?
Nothing really.
Exactly. He's a stand-up fighter.
He's
undefeated.
married to a towel. That's a joke. That's a
it.
joke. It's a joke, guys. I'm kidding. It's
I just really feel
Connor,
that
stop. Don't encourage.
Khabib completely got gypped on this one.
Jon Jones, I mean, you look at the guy. The guy has been in many of wars. He's defended the belt multiple times. He's 24-1-0. The one you can really, get rid of. You don't really, that shouldn't even be there. He's really 24-0. Was Khabib 27-0? But how many title defenses does Khabib have compared to Jon Bones Jones? I think that's what it comes down to. If you look at the cheating aspect, and you do make a good point, the cheating aspect of the game, I mean, he has been in trouble before. And, but that's outside of the cage.
Yes.
If you're just looking on paper, who is the pound-for-pound guy, I could see the argument for Khabib, but I am still leaning towards Jon Jones. Besides the extracurricular activities outside of the cage.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you think about it.
I'm cool if they want to put him at number 2. But don't gyp Khabib. I think Khabib completely got gypped in this one.
We got Vlad coming in.
Pinch of salt in an Olympic-sized pool.
Yeah, pico
John the GOAT.
So Vlad is on the Jon Bones side of things over here. Jon Jones being daddy. It's Jon Jones, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Henry Cejudo, Stipe Miocic, Amanda Nunes at number 5, Max Holloway 6, Daniel Cormier 7, Dustin Poirier 8, Kamura Usman 9, and Tony El Kakui Ferguson at number 10. Okay, so there's one thing that I would say should be higher. I think Amanda Nunes should be a lot higher. I really do. Honestly, I think Amanda should be over Henry and Stipe. I think Amanda should be either number 3 or number 2. That's what I say. Real.
What a joke that DP is ahead of Tony Ferg. DP has a fake-ass belt, one off beating a featherweight. Tony has the real 145 belt, one off beating a Kunli and defended against ex-champ Pettis. These P4P lists must be made by the Helen Keller LLC.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy over the rest of the list. I mean, Max Holloway has defended the belt multiple times at 145. So that's why he's over there. He went up there, he faced Dustin, he took an L. He took 2 L's to Dustin Poirier. So you got to think, hey, he took 2 L's to Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier should be higher. But Dustin is the interim champ, and Max is the reigning 145 champion. He's been defending the belts, beating everyone. So that's why Max is up there. It's not by who beats who. Look at DC. DC was above Jones for a while. Now, the thing is, DC was above Jones, and DC defended a couple of times and had 2 belts. Amanda Nunes, I mean, she's defended a couple of times, and she's got 2 belts, and she's beaten all the greatest.
I do feel
women.
that.
Like, how is Amanda Nunes 5?
Exactly. I do feel that Amanda Nunes belongs at a higher number there, but let me give you my top 5.
Go ahead, Jesse. Give it to me, please.
Khabib Nurmagomedov at number 1. And then I would put, I would bend, and I would put Jon Jones at number 2.
You bend the knee.
I would bend the knee with Jon Jones at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I would put Amanda Nunes. Then, only because Daniel Cormier only lost to Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic, I'd put Cejudo at 3.
It is funny how DC was the number 1 pound for pound and then dropped to 7.
Ooh, this is tough.
He dropped to number 7. Like, that's why this list is fugazi. I mean, to drop go from 1 to 7 after 1 loss, like it's kind of bizarre.
So bizarre, right?
Yeah.
So Khabib, then Jones, then Nunes, Cejudo, Cormier.
You gotta have to sit and think about this before you set this in stone.
Yeah, this is tough. I know for a fact I would have Khabib at number 1, and I would bend at Jon Jones with number 2, and then Amanda Nunes at number 3. She belongs there, 100%. I believe Amanda Nunes belongs at number 3, but the rest of them.
That's true though. Let
me get back to you on this one.
Yeah, I think you're gonna give it to us.
I know the top 3, but this is a lot tougher than it looks.
2 joints in the chat says Nunes number 1 daddy. Yeah, if Amanda Nunes is number 1, since she's a lesbian, that means she would be daddy, right? She wouldn't be mommy. Wouldn't she be daddy?
True Grit has a very similar idea to me. Khabib 1, Jones 2, Nunes 3, Cejudo 4. But I just don't.
Wait, what was it?
Khabib 1, Jones 2, Nunez 3, Cejudo 4. That's what I had originally said. But I just don't know if I would put Miocic at 5.
Okay, here's the deal. Let me settle the score for everyone in the chat. Jon Jones is number 1. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt.
I disagree entirely. I think you are out of your mind.
Dude, title
if
defenses
you think he
mean nothing?
belongs at number 1.
Khabib defended it twice. Jon Jones, how many times did he defend that belt?
Moss, first of all, he has 1 loss on his record and a no contest, and he cheated twice. Like, you're going to put this guy at number 1 over Khabib?
Yes.
Who's an undefeated fighter and never got busted by USADA or any of the athletic commissions, and the only time he got in trouble
he cheated
was
once.
against... What did he cheat on?
He was cheating the picograms.
Khabib.
Huh? No, I'm talking about Jon.
No, I'm talking about Khabib. You're really going to put all of that over Khabib. You would really do that.
The reason why I'm going to do that is Khabib, if he defends a couple more times.
Your mind.
If Khabib defends the belt a couple more times. And another thing, too, is Khabib hasn't been very active, if you think about it. Khabib
What are you talking about?
He is not an active fighter. This guy's
He's
had
got another
droughts.
fight coming up right now.
I understand. And what's the break? Think about Khabib Nurmagomedov, his career as a whole. He's been hurt, tiramisu. The guy has.
But he's
pulling
never
out of fucking
cheated in the
fights.
sport.
How many fights did Jon Jones?
He's never had a no contest on his record. He's never had a loss on his record.
Jon Jones' loss is to a mute that he shouldn't have
Doesn't
lost
matter,
to.
it's still
it was
a
an
loss,
illegal
Moss.
strike. That was bullshit. Number 1 bullshit.
God, you are out of your mind.
This
man.
is number 1 bullshit.
No, Jon Jones is number 1. Stop it. Khabib, a strong number 2, yes. And Amanda Nunez should be number 3. That's what I go. What does the chat say? What does the chat say?
Hey, you can't take that from me.
What?
What does the chat say?
Have you created everything, Justin? I wonder. All right. I'll say it, you beat it up. Okay, go for it. Chat, what do you got?
TJ says Canadian McDonald's only serve moose meat burgers. NH Nunez should be up higher on the list. Why isn't she? I agree. Conor Hernandez is Mike Tyson number 1. Drunk Savage, prosciutto. Joey Fagger says, but you can almost count these on one hand. Post Resurrected, Khabib has 10 and 8. It Conor, Al Barbosa, and every other person he fought. So there you go. There you go, Moss.
Yeah, he beat Conor and Al. He did beat Conor and Al. Conor McGregor used to fight at 145. Ally Quinta was a fill-in last second. Okay, so Jon Jones has beaten the best of the best at light heavyweight. Jon Jones has literally taken out
Someone said in the chat,
the entire light heavyweight division.
You're backing up Junkie Jones.
I'm not backing him up. I'm not saying I'm a fan of what he's done outside of the cage.
But you're a fan of him being number 1 pound for pound fighter.
Listen, how could this even be an argument?
How could it not?
This is unbelievable.
It baffles me that you think that Khabib belongs at number 2.
Yes.
That baffles me.
He beat
If
Conor
you're
McGregor
only looking at title defenses
and Ally Quinta.
you know they don't only take into title defense when it comes to picking a pound for pound fighter.
What? Wait, hold on.
You said don't you believe in title defenses?
Yeah.
You know that's like one scope of all the things they look at when choosing a pound for pound fighter, right? It's not just title defenses.
If you look at who Jon Jones beat and who Khabib beat, right? If you look at the two, it's night and day. It is night and day.
Moss.
You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. You think Khabib is number 1?
It hurts talking to you. Oh God, it's like right in the chest.
You're trying to
tightness in my chest.
You're trying to say that Jon Jones should be number 2 because we did outside of the cage. That's what you're trying to say to me, because inside the cage, the guy has done nothing but mutilate people.
Except cheat, right?
What are you talking about? He beats everybody. He fucks them up. He fucks everyone up. Khabib just fucking humps, and he defended the belt twice against a guy that was training for a 3-round fight.
He's never cheated.
How do you know? How do you know?
What do you mean? I mean, you saw it in athletic commissions for a reason.
Listen, let me just tell you something, Jesse. I seen Khabib fly. Now, I've never seen another fighter been able to fly. The only way you can fly is if you're on something. And I seen him fly out of a cage. He's able to fly.
Oh, it hurts.
Khabib number 1.
Oh,
Jesus
God,
Christ.
It hurts to hear you talk about this. Oh my goodness.
What's wrong? You have to take a shit?
I have a tightness in my chest, Moss. Oh, it hurts. I can't hear you talk about
Maybe
this
you should
anymore.
loosen your bra then. All right, anyway, a couple of comments from the chat. Let me see what you have to say as Jesse is hurting.
You're trying to say even before Struve, says Joey Faggoter. Torque and Science says exactly, Moss. Drunk Savage. The roids doesn't help your fight IQ. Internal says bullshit. Moss Khabib smashes ground and pound. There you go. Two Joints OMG. Moss and JBH swore to never fight on air again. JBH usually starts drinking after they fight. Listen. This is I take this very seriously because I think, Two Joints, this is not a fight between me and Moss. I truly and firmly believe that Khabib Nurmagomedov belongs at number 1 as the pound-for-pound fighter for the new UFC rankings. I firmly believe this, and I'm totally willing to bend the knee, as Moss likes to say, and put Jones as number 2, but not number 1.
You're like Henry Cejudo
Hi
tonight.
guys, and hello to all the wonderful, wonderful people out there.
Wonderful.
What up, PBR? PBR Street Game, thank you for the donation. All right, you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm just going to open up the phone lines.
Okay.
I want to hear the people's voice because honestly, sometimes my co-host speaks out of her asshole, and tonight she's doing it.
Oh, please.
She's doing a Henry Cejudo impersonation.
You're only saying this because you have a completely different opinion than me.
It's not that.
You can't say someone speaks out of their asshole and make it and try and make them
Khabib,
sound
number
like
1.
an idiot. You can't do that. You just gotta take it on the chin that other people have different opinions than you.
I don't know, man. Vlad coming in.
Why is John number 1? He would beat everyone on that top 10 list. Also, no Butch Dyke is making my top 10 of anything. If money was on the line, I'd bet the house that Nunez wasn't always a woman.
So you wouldn't put Nunez at all on your top 10, Vlad?
Yeah, I would have to disagree with that. Listen, some people may not like
I think she
WMMA,
belongs in the top 10.
but Amanda Nunez, she took out everybody.
Yeah.
Like everyone. She's got 2
She's
belts.
the first female double champ.
She's mutilating everybody.
Yeah.
But I do see her sitting at 3. That's what I see. I'm saying,
agree.
honestly, I could make an argument that Amanda Nunez should be over Khabib. I could make that argument. She's a double champ, for fuck's sake. Would her belts mean nothing? Right? She's a double champ. She's defended more times than Khabib.
I'm not even gonna get into this one.
Beat our buddy Al.
I'm not even gonna get into this one.
Poor guy he only trained for a 3-round fight. Al. He couldn't even
Whatever
get a
you
5-round
believe,
fight's
Moss.
training.
Whatever you believe, I'm not gonna get into it.
Khabib. Now, if Jon Jones wasn't
Nunez
there,
over Khabib. Think about what you just said.
listen.
Think
You-
about just
you
no.
can- I said
I'm not asking you to
I
argue.
can make the
I'm not
argument.
asking you to make an argument. I'm saying think about what you just said. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And I said I could make the argument. So think about what I just said. 516-522-0267. Jesus Christ. You are live with the MMA-Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
Hey, what's up? It's Pulse.
What's up, Pulse?
Nothing much. My artwork is coming soon, though, and I'm also going to send you guys a marker so that way you can find it, like you said you would.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
we have markers, Pulse.
Yeah. How about, is the silver marker fine? You could see it at least.
Whatever will show up.
All right. We'll do that. We'll send it out tomorrow. What's on your mind?
Nothing really. That's all I wanted to say. But, what you got? What else? What's going on?
Pulse, let me ask you a question. Do you let me just think about this very, very hard before you answer. Do you believe Nunez?
Wait,
Now-
this is
now,
not
wait,
the
no, no.
conversation we're having.
No.
We're talking about Jon Jones.
No,
Jon
we're
Jones,
talking about
pound
pound for pound rankings.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Not just Jon Jones. Get your head out of Jon Jones's ass for
Hold
a
on a
minute.
second.
We're
Jesse.
no. I'm asking a question. Let me
Oh my
ask a
God.
fucking question,
Go ahead.
all right? As far as the new UFC rankings go, regardless of wherever Khabib and Nunez are, do you believe that Nunez in any way belongs above Khabib Nurmagomedov?
If you remember, I said a while back that Nunez, you could make an argument she should be number 1 pound for pound overall.
I agree, Pulse. You could make that argument, but Jesse can't apparently because she's up Khabib's
I
ass.
hate you guys so much.
Jesse crawled up Khabib's ass.
I like, and it sucks, Pulse, because I actually love you, but right now I hate you so much.
That's funny. Y'all guys are the best.
All right, Pulse. Thanks for the call, man. All right, let's look at that. Pulse. That was Pulse coming in. Jesse, listen.
One of the guys I actually like.
I tried to help you.
Yeah.
I tried to get you to abort mission, but you couldn't do it. 516-522-0267. Let's talk about the rankings. I want to know. Jesse thinks that Khabib should be number 1. I think Daddy should be number 1, to be honest.
And even if Khabib's not number 1, I don't think Nunez belongs above Khabib. That's all I'm
You're
saying.
going to the Amanda Nunez thing now because you know you're losing the Khabib battle. So now you just
No, I
abandon
don't.
ship.
No, I don't feel I'm losing the Khabib battle. I'm saying if Khabib is at number 2, Nunez does not belong above him.
All right, easy. Settle down. Here we go.
617, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Hello.
Hello. What's your name?
Hey. This is Kevin from Chicago. So I've been doing a lot of film study, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Dustin Poirier is a very bad matchup for Khabib, right? Khabib still has yet to face someone that's legitimately a dangerous matchup for him. Raging Out only had 2 days to prepare. Edson Barboza crumbles under pressure wrestlers. This is the first time we're seeing someone that's dangerous for Khabib.
All right, so you're saying Dustin Poirier could possibly dethrone or just unify the belt and be the sole champion. Hold on a second. We got a donation coming in.
CBD.
A CBD donation.
CBD. 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 CBD.
Nate Diaz.
CBD. 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 CBD.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
CBD. It helps with healing process and
hang in there, Kevin. Let's let this thing play out.
Gotcha.
Before or after fight training and make your life a better place.
All right, here's Roberto Hernandez.
Love the shirt. Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple.
That's right. It's a beautiful shirt, Kevin. Roberto, excuse me. Kevin's on the phone. Here is the shirt. Check it out. It's at the MMA-Holes.com. Hey, ladies. I drink pineapple juice. I have it on myself. All right, back to Kevin from Chicago on the phone. And you're saying Poirier can win this fight.
Yeah, so I was rewatching that Michael Johnson fight, right? And I think a lot of people think Michael Johnson did well because of the punches he landed. But in actuality, he stuffed a lot of Khabib's takedowns. The reason why he went to the ground in the second round is because for some retarded reason, he decided to pull guard on Khabib. So, and Dustin Poirier, he can maintain his power, right? For like 5 rounds. He has great cardio. It's going to come down to his toughness. But anyways, that's all I have. Sorry for holding you guys up, though. But I'm telling you, bet money on Dustin Poirier
when
the time comes.
There we go. Thanks for the call. Look at that. Kevin saying some
Very,
wise things over
incited.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Is it wise?
Put
Khabib
money on
Nurmagomedov
Dustin Poirier
is fighting Dustin Poirier. That is the next pay-per-view, Abu Dhabi. That's going down.
Would you put money on Dustin Poirier?
But I'm rooting for him. I am definitely rooting for him. By the way, shout out to Roberto Hernandez dropping the donation. I have the same shirt that you have, Roberto. Look at this. Hey, ladies, I drink pineapple juice. We dropped something onto the MMA Holes store. Tonight, we're going to show it right now. Check it out. The brand new 420 Nate Diaz shirt. That's right.
Wonderful.
It is on the store for a limited time only, and we have a special offer until midnight tonight. So you only have a couple hours to get it for 15% off. There is a promo code. Check this out over here. Promo code Summer Lovin'. SUMMERLOVIN. Summer Lovin', 15% off, and it is only until.
Had me a blast.
What's that?
You said Summer Lovin'. Had me a blast.
Thank you, Jesse, for the quick wit. It is on the store. Go check it out and get it for yourself. 15% off until midnight. All right. Is that
Thanks,
Grease?
Joyce. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Grease.
I was trying to be a little funny there, but.
Well, you try. 516-522-0267. Get in on the lines. We have a heated discussion to start the show. Daddy is number one. Johnny Bones Jones. Some may like him. Some may hate him because of his antics outside of the cage. But I think we could all agree he's damn good. But is he the number one pound for pound? Does he deserve to be there? Wow, the phones are off the hook. Here we go. 760, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what is on your mind?
What's up? It's Internal.
Internal? What's up?
Whoa, it's Internal. Have you ever called in before?
Yeah, once before.
Yeah, you called. That's right. What's going on?
Brother, I love you, bro. But one thing, what is your thing with Khabib, man? If you ever watch his fights, the dude is active on the ground, bro.
Thank you.
I know he's very. I mean, the dude. I just watched one of his fights earlier. The guy is the guy is on a different level when it comes to ground and pound.
Yes, he's very one-dimensional. I agree.
Yeah, 27-0.
All right, so you say Khabib should be number one over Jon Jones, correct?
I don't know about that. Even though I always agree with what JBH says, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm a Jon Jones fan myself.
Okay.
So how do you think at least the top 3 or 4 of the UFC rankings should go?
Well, yeah, I think the guy's going to go down as undefeated, to be honest with you.
We got a super
Because he's on a different level. Okay, you can call him one-dimensional, but that one, I mean, the guy is just unstoppable at what he does. If you ever, just the way he ties people up and the way it's on a different level. It's crazy.
There you go. There's a donation that came in. Dyer DW says Tony didn't fight Max and lost his chance with Khabib. So it's calling out Tony Ferguson. Thank you for the donation. All right, back to Internal over here making a point. And JBH, what do you think?
Yeah, listen, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I see Alex Lovell in the chat saying JBH can see out of Khabib's mouth. She's so far up his ass. It's true. I love him. And I think that him as an undefeated fighter, as someone who has consistently been let me rephrase it, as someone who has been a consistent fighter, someone who has shown nothing but talent and skill, who's always lived up to their word, someone who's never cheated inside or fucked up outside the cage, I honestly think that he does, belong up there, as number one. Some might disagree, but you know what, Alex Lovelace, as much as you say that, it's not far from the truth. I genuinely believe Khabib belongs up there.
All right, there we go.
Well, there it is, Moss.
All right, thanks for the call. It's internal coming in. JVH says that Khabib should be number one, not Johnny Bones Jones, saying that Khabib Nurmagomedov is getting snubbed here. Daniel Cormier gets bounced to 7, which is kind of crazy, and this is why you can't go too nuts over pound-for-pound rankings, because, I mean, from 1 to 7 after one loss is kind of wild, but that happened. And now Khabib is sitting at number 2, Henry Cejudo number 3, 4 Stipe, and 5 Amanda Nunes. We'll take a couple more calls and we'll get into the rest of the news. 516-522-0267 is the wonderful phone number. Let's see what's going on in that chat room.
SoCal Bad Boy says Khabib has the best grounded pound since Fedor in his prime, and in my opinion, it's even better. Robert Messer says, fuck Jones. Alex Lovell says, I'm in the same boat with Bones, so no hate, JBH. Thank you, Alex Lovell. Two Joint says, going on vacay tomorrow. Michael Brother, will you please take all my calls and messages?
All right. We have Ann H chiming in. What's up, Ann?
Hey, what's up, you guys? Hey, Jesse. Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Hey, the knitter.
Hello.
All right. What do you say about this?
I don't really like Jones, but I have to tend to agree. Yes. Number one. Yes.
And you're just saying that because you agree with everything Chris says.
That's not true.
Yes, she loves you.
No. But no. It's fine. I just don't think he's gotten hurt so much. He hasn't fought as much.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's the king, Jones king of the pickle. But I mean, hey, he's been clean. He's been doing good. Look at the way he fights. He's just so much more exciting. I think he's better. Now, I agree that Amanda should definitely be up there. Higher on the list, most definitely.
Okay, Ann.
And John, I don't like him as what he did, but as a fighter, I can't help not watch him. He's just so much. He's better. Look what he's done in the light heavyweight.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I can't blame you. He is a watchable fighter. I don't know. You don't take into account the cheating and the non-undefeated record and any of that. You don't take any of that into account?
Well, I take maybe the cheating, but like you said, whatever they do outside the ring, outside, it doesn't matter. But but he's already paid for and accounted for. So I figure now, if this next one, if he gets, hey, I would be very upset. But so far he's been clean, and he looks totally different as a fighter. He's not. I mean, he's still good, but and it's different when you roid it up.
Well, I respect your opinion, Ann, but I will also have to respectfully disagree.
All right. Well, Annie,
that's fine.
Now, you just to set the record straight, you're not agreeing with me because I drink pineapple juice, right? We got to get that out of the way.
Pineapple juice, yeah.
My
guy drinks the pineapple juice.
Yes.
So tell me, Ann. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Ann. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Thanks. All right. Bye.
All right. That's Ann H coming in.
Love Ann.
And she's listen, Jesse.
She's the best.
It's a lopsided battle here. Now, I want you to stick to your guns. This is what you believe.
I will. Listen, like I said before, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who disagree with me. I just feel that Khabib really does belong there. Like I said, I was willing to put Jon Jones at number 2. That's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. I don't think he belongs at number 1. I think Khabib belongs there.
You know what's funny about this conversation is I like Khabib better than Jones. I actually like him a lot.
Do you?
Yes.
I thought you liked Jones more than Khabib.
No. What?
Yeah, I thought you liked Jones.
When we sit and watch the AKA videos and stuff like that, I'm like, look at their relationship with DC. I think it's a funny back and forth.
Yeah, but I
like
different.
Khabib. I do. I really do. I like Khabib. I think he's a funny dude. I think he's a likable guy. I think he's a family man. Listen, the shit that he did with Conor, they both were assholes during that situation. But when it comes to him as a person, I do think he's a good person, right? So it's not about who I like more in the situation. It's just when I look at their body of work, Jon Jones is like so much higher than everyone else in the UFC. Khabib, make no mistake, 27-0 is a fantastic record.
It's excellent.
But my problem is his activity.
It's not even a debatable record.
The guy he's had trouble making fights, making weight. He's had trouble. There's been big gaps between fights. And defending the belt, he beat a guy that came in on short notice. He just took the fight for the fuck of it with Ally Quinta. And the Conor McGregor thing, he should have smashed. Let's be honest. He should have smashed Conor, and he got the job done there. I don't think how come he's not fighting Tony Ferguson? They were supposed to be fighting 5 times already.
Okay, I'll give you that. But now let me ask you a question. Out of all of Khabib's fight, how many of them can you say were controversial like Jones? There are a lot of Jones's fights that people disagree on.
There is one.
His recent one was Santos. That was one that people disagreed on. There was a huge controversy there as to who won. Gustafsson, another one. There are more controversial fights with Jon Jones than you can say there are with Khabib. Even if Khabib has problems with weight or whatever it is that prevents him from fights, when he does fight, he pulls through hard.
Do you want me to answer your question?
Sure.
Okay. So the 2 fights that you mentioned were title defenses.
No, those are 2 examples. I'm saying there's multiple examples. I was just giving 2 of them.
Yeah, but that's the problem. The problem is you're going to give some examples, but these are title defenses. I think a title defense is way different than a regular fight.
But what's the matter if it's still
close.
A controversial win?
It's not controversial.
What's the matter if he's defending his belt or not? It's still controversial.
Jon Jones has defended his belt many of times.
Right. But
and
you know better than anyone. This is why I don't even
make the argument with Khabib, though. Khabib has defended it twice, and one time was because he just wanted to keep a card together. So you can't even make the argument.
But why are you only focusing on title defenses?
Because title defenses, you are fighting the best in the division, one after another. Number one contender, number one contender, number one contender. Khabib worked his way up the list, and then his toughest match at a championship level was Conor McGregor. But Conor McGregor was coked up and drunk. So was it really his toughest?
You can't say Conor was coked up and
was.
drunk. Conor
the rematch,
went through
Conor
all
wins.
Out of testing. You can't give Conor that excuse either.
But listen, it's apples and oranges here. What we're talking about is Jon Bones Jones is so far above everyone else. The fact that he was below DC, I mean, we could have argued that.
And a cheater.
Well, to each his own. Let's take some more calls on this situation.
1 no contest and 1 loss on his record.
All right.
Yeah, that sure sounds like someone who belongs as the number 1.
Jon Jones, I'm sorry for my co-host's performance.
No apology needed. Fuck that. I would not apologize to Jon Jones for the words that I speak here tonight.
Now,
fuck that.
Let him best Tony once shit. Says North-South Gaming. He beats Tony Ferguson. Now we're talking.
They 5 times they tried fighting. 917, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
North-South Gaming. Beat Tony Ferguson. Now we're talking.
If you could lower the background, man.
5 times they tried fighting.
917. All right.
Good one.
We got to hang up on you. Call back. Real facts.
Khabib's only example of a questionable was against Gleison Tibau. Khabib looked defeated, couldn't take him down. It was a close fight, and wasn't a title fight. Was a jobber. Khabib padded. RDA his best win. Cokehead Conor short notice Al.
Yeah, Tibau, that fight there, a lot of people said that he beat Khabib. That's the one you could look at and say, hey, that's the fight. If you're going to throw it out there, and that's a good point. It wasn't a championship fight. That caller who called in, just turn off the background so we can hear you. 516-522-0267. As we're fired up tonight on a Johnny Bones Jones, number 1 pound for pound GOAT right now of the UFC. Triple C, number 3. He's rised very quick up those rankings after Mighty Mouse and
Nunez belongs in his spot.
Yeah, I agree. That we can agree on. Amanda Nunez should definitely be way higher, but we'll see. 773, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
It's Kevin.
Hey, Bub, how you doing?
Oh, it's Kevin.
Hey, Bub.
Wait, hold on. Didn't you just call?
No, that wasn't me. That was Joey.
Oh, it's Joey.
Joey.
All right. What's going on?
Yeah, as far as Jones, Johnny Boney Joni. He's a drug cheat, man. That's what it comes down to.
Thank you.
All those title wins have an asterisk next to them. They cannot be guaranteed. They cannot be counted. You saw what he comes back on. He didn't fail the drug test against OSP. He looked very average. When he comes back against Santos, he arguably lost the fight. So I I know the media, they don't count that, but as fans, that weighs a lot. In the fans' eyes, when you fail a drug test, you're suspended, they move the card around for you, blah, blah, blah. That matters a lot. Khabib never failed the drug test. In my pound for pound, it's Khabib, otherwise known as Kebab.
All right,
I love you, Kevin. I freaking love you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So Khabib number 1, says Kevin from Chicago. All right, Kevin.
Kebab.
Yeah, Kebab.
My second point is
all right, good.
Stipe Miocic. Those two Jews, John Anik and Ariel Helwani, keep calling him Miocic. Stipe Miocic. It's Miocic. I got to get that one off my chest.
Okay.
Some other news. What else is going on? Henry Cejudo. So, the king of cringe. A lot of people are giving him shit, saying, yeah, he's bringing attention to himself, but it's not that attention that's gonna cause him to people want to watch him fight. Like they're saying, well, Colby Covington, you want to tune in and see him lose, but Henry Cejudo, we're just like they don't even care about him. This dude is a weirdo. What's your thoughts on Henry Cejudo? I think his next fight's going to be big. I think people are going to want to tune in to watch him. He's bringing a lot of attention to himself. Of course, he's the king of cringe, but what's your thoughts on that? Take it easy.
All right, there's Kevin from Chicago.
Can I answer first, please?
Good.
Okay, first of all, I have to give a shout out to my mom. I will check my messages when the show is over. Good to see you in the chat, Mom. All right. As far as Henry Cejudo goes, now Dana White said at the UFC 241 post-fight press conference that Cejudo has to defend his belt or vacate it, the flyweight belt. Then there was talk about him that it was going to be Benavidez. Fuck the Jose Aldo thing. Jose Aldo was talking about dropping down bantamweight and fighting Henry Cejudo there, and Henry Cejudo was going to take it. Fuck that. Scratch it. It's not going to happen. Dana White he specifically said, and don't quote me on this, but he said something along the lines of how he's not even wasting his time thinking about it. He needs to defend his flyweight belt. Benavidez is the next in line to fight Cejudo, according to Dana White and according to Benavidez and a couple of other fighters, and I think that's fair. And yeah. I completely agree. He needs to defend that flyweight belt, and it should be against Benavidez.
All right, real coming in.
P4P number 1 is Colby Chaos. But let's remember one thing about Jon Jones. He literally ducked Chael Sonnen. They shut down an entire card because Jon Jones refused to fight Job at HLP on 10 days' notice. AKA maybe he wasn't juiced enough? Ducked Chael.
All right. And Real made that point before, but he smashed Chael in Jersey. Like, smashed him in the first round with a broken toe. So, that's yeah. What are you doing? I agree with Jesse, though, with Henry Cejudo. Yeah, Benavidez is the fight. It's not the fight I want, but it is the fight they're probably going to make. Aljamain Sterling has been pushing hard. Aljo, let's push him up over here. We'll push him, the Funk Master. Check this picture out. He's been really going hard on Henry Cejudo, and this is the picture he posted on Instagram.
Super chat,
Steven with the turn.
Khabib and Ferguson first, then it's heavily considered if he can beat him. Nunes should be higher than triple cringe.
I agree. Yeah, if Khabib beats Ferguson, like say Khabib smashes Tony Ferguson, then now we're talking. Now we have an argument. But check out this picture over here. Jesse, did you see this?
No, I've never seen this before.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh, this is great.
So Aljo teamed up with this guy. This guy makes all these pictures on Instagram, and they're all like biblical, like I don't know, or
this
Greek.
Is great.
Who knows what the fuck these pictures are? But here is Aljamain Sterling with Triple C, like cuddled up next to his abs. You have Shevchenko in the clouds. You have Nate Diaz smoking, which is causing the clouds. You have an eagle with a Khabib hat on it. I think Conor's like carved into the marble underneath them. But here's what Funkmaster has posted on Instagram. And honestly, this is the fight I want. This is my selfish fight. I need this.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Real.
Let me be more clear, Mystical One. We all know Jones is way better than Chael and he beats him 10 times out of 10. But P4P means you're the best, anytime, anyone, any place. Not when I'm ready, I'll let you know. That's steroid cheat shit.
All right. The only time I saw Jon Jones duck somebody is when USADA showed up and he ducked underneath the mat. By the way, Jackson Wink, this is actually a true story. When I started this channel, Jackson Wink was doing a live stream on Instagram.
Super chat.
And here we go. Super chat. Thomas.
Rip. Brian Callen.
Rest in peace, Brian Callen. And now I know that people have moved on from Brian Callen, and now they're saying rest in peace, Joe Rogan. I've seen that's been taking over, but rest in peace to both of them. They were great human beings. But Jon Jones, hit under their little octagon inside Jackson Wink when USADA showed up. That's the story. So Jackson Wink, they were live streaming, and I was in there as the MMA-Holes in the account, and I was asking all these legit questions to get their attention, and they were answering it. It was one of the trainers. Donation coming in.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
True grit.
After listening to Kev on the phone, I have decided on my top 3 funny American accents. 1, Minnesota. 2,
Minnesota.
Chicago. 3, Boston.
Minnesota, Chicago, and Boston. All right.
Minnesota.
That's a good. And let me know in the chat.
Chicago. Boston.
He did the same accent for both.
No.
That was the accent for all of them? That's your...
Minnesota. That's Minnesota.
Okay.
And Chicago. And Boston.
All right. Very good. I'm proud of you, Jess.
I try.
All right. So I'm going to try to finish the story. So anyway, I was trolling Jackson Wink. Good job. And I was like, hey, can you lift the mat up so I can see Jon Jones? I think I saw him peeking out from underneath the mat, and they fucking flipped. They flipped out on me. Like, oh, you think you're fucking funny. You're at home at your mom's basement.
Wait, what?
They went off on me.
Wait, what did you say?
And when I first started the channel, all I wanted was attention. That's all I gave a fuck about. I didn't know any fighters.
Right.
I didn't give a shit. So I went on the Instagram live while Jackson Wink was live streaming. Now I actually like the guys from Jackson Wink, and I don't feel bad. But one of the trainers was talking and was giving a tour of the gym, and I was asking all these questions, and he was answering it. So I was like, oh, cool, I got his attention. So then I was like, oh, I see Jon Jones, underneath the mat, peeking out from underneath the mat. Where is it? Why is he hiding? He's still over there? And they're like, yeah, you think you're fucking funny? And I followed it with a Coke question too. And they're like, this guy's fucking in his basement making jokes about steroids and Coke and blah, blah, blah. Like, just went off on me. So pissed off about it. But that apparently is a true story. Apparently it is. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know this story. I just heard from a little birdie. Anyway, let's take some more calls on the situation. Jon Jones, I do believe, though, all joking aside, I believe he deserves to be the number 1 pound for pound. 516-522-0267. Let me know. Do you think Jon Jones should be up there? You think the ranking should be different? Let us know. Let us know right now. And rest in peace, Brian Callen.
405, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
About damn time.
About damn time. What's your name?
That's Chrome.
It's Chrome.
It's Chrome.
Yeah, I'm the entire top 5 is complete bullshit.
This is number 1 bullshit.
Okay, so who's your top 5?
Number 1, hands down, Roy Nelson. Number 2, Mark Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Derek Lewis. Number 4, Tai Tuivasa. Number 5, DC.
I like that list.
Popeye's 5. That's what I call them.
All right.
Pound for pound, baby. When I think of pound for pound, I think about, Dover quarter pounder with cheese, with a couple extra pickles on them and shit.
Yeah? All right.
That's the real pound for pound rankings.
Well, listen, I can't argue. You make a good point. That does sound like a pretty good pound for pound ranking. Top 5. I like that. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay, bye.
That was the Chihuahua Dachshund Terrier calling.
Yeah. Well, listen, Chrome got it in. He got it in, and he made his point. And some may agree, some may disagree, but why not? Why not them be the pound for pound? I mean, if we're talking pounds, why not pick the heaviest fighters and throw them on the top of the list? Sure. All right, we'll take one more call. 516, and this will be the last one. Unknown caller. What's your name and on? What's on your mind?
Drunk Savage.
Whoa. Hey, Drunk Savage. What's up?
What's going on? So, I got a little info on Khabib's record before he got to UFC. That shit's fucking totally padded as hell. Most of the guys had like one fight and they lost, and some guys were just pulled in off the street, basically.
Mm-hmm. Khabib, yeah. Well, I mean, you're not the only one that said it. A lot of people have said that Khabib does have a little bit of a padded 27.
Yeah, so I don't count any fight before the UFC.
Okay, and now so you're saying that Johnny Bones should be the number one pound for pound, or what do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, look at his fucking records. He's beaten some of the greats: Shogun, Rampage, Lyoto.
And you know what's funny? The people that you're mentioning, people could say, well, Jon Jones was on steroids, but those guys were on steroids.
Yeah,
too.
everybody was on steroids back then before you saw that. So it was even playing field.
Exactly. All right. Anything else on your mind, Junk?
Fuck, I had something else.
Yeah, we'll open them back up later. I'm pretty sure we'll open them up. All right, Drunk. There he is. Drunk Savage calling it. There he is. I mean, think about it. Jon Jones, yeah, he was on steroids, but everybody was on steroids. All right, we're going to get into the news. Before we do that, we got 50 likes. Let's beat it up. Everybody dance in the chat. Clench your hands. Let's beat the ceiling. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick. All right. Keep liking away. 155 people hanging with the boys. On a Wednesday night, we were discussing for a while Jon Jones being the pound for pound ranked, the number one ranked fighter. And I agree. Jesse thinks that Khabib should be number one. And the callers made their points. If you missed it, run it back. And like we said at the top of the show, there's only a couple of hours left for our discount. We just dropped the Nate Diaz 420 shirt. So go get yourself a Nate Diaz 420 shirt. We have a 15% off redeemable code at SummerLovin, Lovin. Summer
Had me so fast.
Lovin is the code, and it is only good until midnight tonight. You get 15% off. So if you want an MMA-Holes shirt, or if you want the Nate Diaz new 420 shirt, you don't know how long these things are going to be on in the store. So get them while it's hot. Get them while it's cheap. All right.
Had me a blast. Crazy for me.
Oh. I hate that movie. I can't get 5 minutes into it. A minute into it. I can't do it.
Summer days.
Don't do it, Jesse. I swear to God. It's gonna be a violent
summer
action.
nights. Oh, well. Ooh, tell me more.
Okay.
Tell me more.
Oh, I told you the story about that song. I don't need to get back into that story. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get into the news. And don't forget to get yourself a shirt on the MMAHoles.com. Wonderful. I love you. Oh my God. We're going to go to the community section. We're going to go to the news section. And Jesse.
Yesy.
We're going to have to find out what is the news story, the top story.
Dun, dun.
I'll let the music play while the website loads.
Dun.
Jesse!
Whoa!
Someone bought a hat.
Michael
Lightbody bought a hat. Yeah!
Yeah! That's awesome. Oh, wow. It's a nice hat.
Wonderful.
It is.
She's surprised that her own merchandise is nice.
No, it's nice because I've been wanting to get this hat and I haven't been able to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed. That's all.
Okay. Well, now Jesse gave it away. It is a third party that does sell our stuff. So, but we do get a percentage of the third party stuff, and that is pretty wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you for buying some merch. By the way, the shirts are selling pretty wonderfully. So if you want to get a shirt, go for it. Rock it. It's nice and comfy, right? This shit is, it's form fitting. It lets my tits show. It's cozy, and we didn't want to get the cheap stuff. So shout out to Michael Lightbody. All right, let's get into the news. Yes.
I want you to live on air right now. Tell me how much you love me.
Jesse, I love you very much.
Yeah, that's a lie. All right, let's move on to the news.
You just told me to lie on air.
That was very unattempted, but it's fine.
Well, I do love you. Why wouldn't I love you?
All right.
You're an interesting soul.
So we already talked about the UFC fighter rankings, so we can skip this one. But the next one that is on the list, according to MMAnews.com, Chael Sonnen says Miocic knocking out Cormier cost Jon Jones $8 million. Yes. Stipe Miocic regained his heavyweight title.
$8 million?
Yes. He regained his heavyweight title by knocking out DC in the main event of last weekend's UFC 241. One prominent MMA personality believes that the result cost Jon Jones a ton of cold, hard cash. Chael Sonnen spoke up on the topic in a video posted to his YouTube channel, noting that a massive Jones vs. Cormier trilogy fight fell apart when Miocic floored Cormier. Because of that, Jones vs. Cormier 3 won't even come up again in his eyes. He said, quote, "That fight cost Jon Jones $8 million. Put it that way. That's how much it just changed the future. Jon Jones vs. Daniel Cormier will never be discussed again. Let alone happen again, it will never even come up again. One way to get DC back? Sonnen believes Cormier could come back, but it would only be for a trilogy fight with Miocic, not Jones, saying, quote, "The only way you're going to get Daniel back, I can all but assure you guys you are going to get Daniel back, but let me play along. The only way you're going to get Daniel back now is Daniel versus Stipe. Not a real trilogy? That may be the case. Jones versus Cormier 3 was expected to take place at heavyweight. The American Gangster insisted the fight wasn't a true trilogy fight like a third fight with Miocic's."
All right, Chael Sonnen chiming in. Super chat.
Is JBH on edibles? She seemed a lot more cheerful today. Scotland.
Shout out to Scotland. Ethan.
No,
Ethan Galvin.
I'm on.
Are you going to say what you're on?
No, I'm trying to think of like something funny, but I can't think of something funny.
You're on the brand new MMA-Holes shirt that you have on right now.
I'm on the new MMA-Holes shirt.
Show the people the shirt.
I was trying to be like, oh, I'm on Jessication or something like that.
Show them the shirt. Show the people the shirt. This is what's on you. This is why you're in such a great mood. This is how you market. This is how you sell yourself, Jesse. Look at that. Oh yeah. We even have ladies gear. That's right. That's right. We're selling it out today. We're like Kiss tonight. We have merchandise for everything. So Jon Jones. So Chael Sonnen is going hard with Jon Jones. I noticed Chael Sonnen's getting grumpy. He seems grumpy now, right? Is it me or does Chael seem a little bit grumpy? I mean, there's definitely hostility between him and Bones, and rightfully so. I mean, Jon Jones hasn't been very nice to Chael. Mm-hmm. But it seems like Chael is kind of, really taking some shots. It cost Jon Jones $8 million. Seems a little steep, no? $8 million?
Yeah, listen, I can see where he's coming from because if Cormier won that fight with Stipe, I think it would be a lot more of a sellable fight for Jones. But now that Cormier lost, and by knockout no less, like we saw Cormier get pummeled to the ground, and we used to think, like you said before, that Jon Jones was Cormier's only kryptonite, and now we've gotten the chance to see that that's not true. That other fighters, other opponents, have the ability to do the same thing to him. So it doesn't have the same draw. It doesn't have the same pizzazz that you would think it does. And I agree. I think it did cost Jones a little bit of money.
Yeah, it cost some money, but not $8 million.
Well, listen, any number is debatable, but I'm saying it did cost him a lump sum of money for sure.
Okay. Let us know what you think in the chat as we move on to the next story. 2 hours of sexiness tonight. Triple C. What does this guy have to say?
All right, are you ready for this, Moss?
I don't know.
Are you ever ready for Triple C?
Well, sometimes. Sometimes I think it's funny. Ridiculousness.
According to MMA Fighting, Dana White says Henry Cejudo needs to defend the flyweight title next or give up the belt, which we sort of briefly discussed here. But let me just get into it a little bit. Cejudo needs to defend the flyweight title in his next fight or he won't be able to call himself Triple C any longer. The reigning two-division UFC champion is currently in recovery after undergoing shoulder surgery following his TKO against Marlon Moraes that earned him the bantamweight title back in June. Lately, Cejudo has been calling for fights against just about everybody, including former featherweight champ Jose Aldo, former bantamweight champ Dominic Cruz, as well as Uriah Faber, who just recently returned from a 3-year retirement from the sport. One name that Cejudo hasn't mentioned, however, is top-ranked flyweight contender Joseph Benavidez, and that is exactly who the UFC wants him to face when he's healthy again. Dana White said on Tuesday night following the latest installment of the Contender Series, quote, "Right now, we have some things playing out at 135 pounds. What we'd like to see is Cejudo defend his title against Joseph Benavidez. Benavidez is ready. It's the right thing to do. If he can't, then he needs to give up one of the belts." Cejudo dubbed himself Triple C after claiming championship at both bantamweight and flyweight, which complemented the gold medal he won at the 2008 Olympics. He's continued calling himself by that nickname ever since, but if Cejudo wants to maintain his triple championship status, he's going to have to face the last fighter to hand him a defeat or risk one of his belts being stripped away. Cejudo last defended the flyweight belt back in January when he demolished TJ Dillashaw in just 32 seconds. Benavidez has been calling for the flyweight title shot ever since Cejudo won the belt with a victory against former champ Demetrius Johnson. Most recently, Benavidez dispatched Jessier Formiga by second-round TKO to bring his current winning streak to 4th with a 9-1 record overall in his past 10 fights.
Henry Cejudo sitting at the number 3 pound for pound. This guy rose very quickly. He beats Mighty Mouse. He takes on the bantamweight title and finishes Marlon Moraes. 2 impressive performances. He defends it against TJ Dillashaw, which I forgot. So he wins the belt against Mighty Mouse. He defends it at flyweight, comes up to bantamweight, takes it from Moraes, who was kind of filling in. Didn't really get a legit title shot. But anyway, he is the double champ over here. He's probably going to go down to flyweight again, and I think that's right? My only problem is bantamweight is so jacked up now. You have Jose Aldo going back down there. You got guys moving up. It's crazy. Let's look at the bantamweight rankings real quick. I want to see.
Now I have that Grease song stuck in my head, Moss.
That is a nightmare. If someone would say to me what hell would be, that would be it. If someone was just repeating the Grease song over and over again. So let's see. What's that kid's name that just won? Oh, here we go. Sandhagen. Oh shit, Sandhagen up 6 spots. I swear to God, Jesse, I am so goddamn mystical. This guy, 2 fights ago? Mm-hmm. I said, look out for this kid.
Right.
This kid's got the goods.
And you were right. Look at him at number 3.
Now he's up 6 spots. Holy fuck. Marlon Moraes is number 1. Aljo is 2. Corey Sandhagen sitting at number 3. You got Peter Yan sitting at number 4. Santiago's dropped 2 spots. Munoz dropped. Dominic Cruz has dropped. Cody Garbrandt's dropped. Jimmy Rivera. Wow. And Henry Cejudo sitting at top. So you see an interim strap, which looks like Aljamain versus Moraes is going to be it. You also have fucking, what's it called? Uriah Faber floating around.
Super chat.
I don't think he should get an interim title, though. Brett Baratheon.
Khabib being on that list makes me nauseous for real.
Wow.
What?
Nauseous.
Are you serious?
Going hard with that. Thank you for the donation.
No.
All right, Jesse.
Really?
He's nauseated.
Why? He got 100%. If anybody belongs on that list, it's Khabib. I would love to open the lines and have him call. I would love to know. All due respect. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion, but why? I would love to know your reasons
nauseated.
why.
Shouldn't be there.
That is bizarre.
He sucks, Jesse.
You don't
That's
think
what
he belongs anywhere?
Well, I don't know about not belonging on the list, but I don't think he's number 1. I don't see that.
Oh, man.
And honestly, you could make... I'm telling you, like I said before, I could argue Amanda Nunes. And even thinking about Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo is the double champ right now. He defended the belt 1 time and then went up and fought for the bantamweight. You can make arguments with a lot of these guys. But I think it's right. I think Khabib should be number 2. I do believe that is correct. But back to the bantamweights over here. What do you think, looking at this situation? So we both agree that Henry Cejudo will be fighting at flyweight, right? He'll be fighting Benavidez for the rematch.
If he doesn't, he'll get his belt revoked, which we all know he's not going to want to do.
Well, what about Kevin from Chicago saying that he deserves like a big money fight?
That Cejudo deserves a big money fight?
Yeah.
What?
Like he deserves novelty, fun.
Like a fight like what? Like against who? Jose Aldo?
It would probably be at bantamweight, and I don't think Aldo deserves a title shot bantamweight.
But Jose Aldo would be a money fight for Cejudo.
I think Aldo 1 fight at bantamweight, and then you can give him a shot if he wins. But
here's the problem with that. Even if you gave Cejudo the money fight against Sandhagen. Oh, he said Sandhagen versus Sandhagen.
What about this?
Even if you gave Cejudo a money fight, say at bantamweight against someone like Jose Aldo, if Jose Aldo drops, right? It wouldn't make sense for Cejudo because he's calling himself Triple C. He's running around with this whole gold gimmick that he's got going on. But if he doesn't take his next fight at flyweight, he loses his belt. So it's like, what would be the point? You could take the money fight and get a big paycheck, but now you've just lost one of your belts.
By the way, Roberto Lopez says, give Aldo the shot or Frankie Edgar. Holy shit. Could you imagine? I just thought of this right now. So, and thank you for bringing that up. Edgar is in the mix too. He's dropping, right?
He's talking. There's no confirmation.
No, he's going. He's going to 135.
There's no confirmation.
He said he's already cutting.
They're very highly talking about him dropping, but
he's going.
There is no official word that he is going.
Anyway, how funny would it be if Edgar goes down to 135, Jose Aldo chases him over there,
Aldo versus Edgar,
and beats the fuck out of him? He beat the fuck out of him multiple times. What do you mean? He won twice.
No, Aldo. If they were to fight again,
it would be hilarious. It would be so fucking funny if Frankie Edgar goes down to 135, and then all of a sudden Aldo goes down there and he's like, "I got you again, motherfucker. I'm back. I'm back," and fucks Edgar up again. Like wherever Edgar goes, Aldo follows him and beats the shit out of him. That'd be so fucked up.
If I could only happen so many times.
Why?
Know? If you beat him twice, what's the point? You know?
Okay, here we go. This is what I want. I want Edgar versus Aldo 3. I want at bantamweight. All right, listen to me. Let me just say what I want. Okay. Marlon Moraes versus Aljamain Sterling rematch. So rematch is all over the place. I want Marlon versus Aljo rematch for the interim strap. That's what I want. Okay, because Cejudo's going to be at flyweight. I want Corey Sandhagen versus Uriah Faber. Give me Sandhagen versus Faber. And I know Peter Yan is up there, man. He deserves a shot. I don't know if I want Sandhagen versus Yan. I mean, you could do that. How about this? All right, I switched it up. Sandhagen Yan, Asunciao. No, he just fought. Munoz versus Faber. That's what I want. Or if Dominic Cruz ever does come back, you could run it back with Dominic Cruz. Oh man, Cody Garment's not going to fight Faber. That's what I want though. Marlon Moraes for the interim strap versus Aljo Sterling. Sandhagen Yan. Asunciao just fought. Munoz versus Uriah Faber. That's how I'm going to go. Those are the bantamweight fights coming up. The mystical prediction. What do you want to see matched up at bantamweight, Jess?
At bantamweight, I want to see Aljamain Sterling fight for the title.
But what title though? The interim? Is that what you're saying? Or you want to see him fight Henry Cejudo?
Yeah, I want to see him fight Cejudo. I want to see him fight for the title.
So Cejudo gives up the flyweight title.
Yeah, if Cejudo doesn't take a flyweight bout and say he stays at bantamweight for a little while, he gives up that flyweight title. Then he fights Aljamain Sterling for that title because he already fought Moraes. He beat Moraes. Moraes is at number 1. Or you could see a Moraes rematch, but I wouldn't be as interested in that as seeing Sterling fight for the title. And then I would want to see...
I honestly think Cejudo makes more money fighting Benavidez. I can't even believe I'm going to say this. But I don't know if Aljamain... And listen, I love Aljo. I think he's a great guy. He's been on the show multiple times. I don't know how much viewer pull does he have. I don't know if it's juicy enough for Cejudo. I think he could run it back with Benavidez. And I thought he beat Benavidez the last time, to be honest. But actually, no, wait. He did beat Benavidez. What am I talking about? He lost to Benavidez. That was a close fight. That was after the Tough. I'm getting all fucked up. Right? That was after Tough, yeah. So then he moves on, and he winds up beating Mighty Mouse in that rematch. Yeah, I think him versus Benavidez might get more numbers, to be honest. More juice. They fought already than Aljo. So I don't think... So you think he's going to fight Aljamain Sterling? You think they're going to make that happen?
That's what I'd like to see.
Oh, that's what you'd like to see.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else over there? Anything else stand out?
Like you said, if Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar went to bantamweight, like it would be interesting to see. I just don't know if it's really worth it, especially if Aldo beat him twice. Like I don't really know if that's worth it. But
it would be so fucking funny.
I guess it would be interesting.
They both go down to 135, and Aldo beats the fuck out of him again.
Yeah, I don't.
All right.
I don't really know about that one.
All right, we've stayed. You know what's funny? I got to give Henry Cejudo credit because we were not talking about bantamweight. We didn't give a fuck about bantamweight. Like, you had TJ and the Cody thing going on, but Henry Cejudo has really reignited flyweight and bantamweight. It's kind of bizarre what Henry Cejudo did, so you may want to call him the king of cringe, but we're talking about it. So, fair, good job over there. All right, we have Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz. What is this over here? Win was motivating for my comeback, my own comeback. What are we talking about here, Jesse? What do we got?
According to MMA Fighting, Conor McGregor says Nate Diaz's win was motivating for his own comeback. For better or worse, the names of Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz will forever be intertwined. The UFC stars took part in a 2-fight series back in 2016, headlining UFC 196 and UFC 202, which became 2 of the highest-grossing pay-per-views in combat sports history. They split the series with Diaz submitting McGregor at UFC 196 and McGregor winning a majority decision at UFC 202. But a potentially lucrative third fight has yet to materialize. While McGregor has stayed busy since the Diaz rematch, fighting Eddie Alvarez and Khabib Nurmagomedov in the octagon and Floyd Mayweather in the boxing ring, Diaz just competed for the first time in 3 years this past Saturday when he won a unanimous decision over Anthony Pettis at UFC 241 in Anaheim. Post-fight, Diaz called out current welterweight standout Jorge Masvidal, making no mention of a potential trilogy bout with the Notorious. On Tuesday, McGregor wrote an Instagram post in which he congratulated Diaz on the win, explained why he wasn't miffed at Diaz not calling him out, and then teased that he would be ready should the stars ever align for them to fight again. This is what Conor said. 3 years to the day, myself and this Mexican warrior went to war. Congrats on the win this weekend, Nate. It was motivating to see it for my own comeback. I don't blame you not mentioning me for the trilogy bout post-fight. You know what I'm like when I get going. Vicious. I love the round 3 style, and from round 1 that you implemented. It's what I was hoping you would implement for this bout and was glad to see you do it. I'll be prepared for it when we go again, if we go again. If not, respect always. A war for the ages. No bitch talk, just real shit.
All right. So that was what Conor said a couple of days ago about the Nate Diaz fight. And I do believe Conor's coming back. We just don't know what. I'm telling you, the more I know, everyone's saying they want Diaz-Masvidal, that's the fight to make. And Diaz called out Masvidal. At the press conference, when they asked Nate about the trilogy, Nate did not back down from it. And you notice that even with Dana White, when he's asked about it, I think that's the one he's pulling for. I think the money fight for both of these guys to make a serious amount of cash, even though you saw it twice already, you're going to see it a third time, Madison Square Garden. They're going to run it back. I really do believe that is the fight that they're going to make. Whether you like it or not, I just think that's the deal. Let's move on to the next situation. What is this? Brendan Schaub talking about the same two knuckleheads. What do we got?
Yes, according to BJPenn.com, Brendan Schaub thinks fans now favor Nate Diaz over Conor McGregor. Brendan Schaub feels that fight fans are more inclined to root.
Super chat.
We got Brett Baratheon.
Nate and Stipe 2 mumblers. I was sad both wins.
You were sad that they both won, huh? Well, yeah, they are mumbles. Thank you, Brett, for the donation. All right, Brendan Schaub. What do we got with this situation?
Brendan Schaub feels fight fans are more inclined to root for Nate Diaz over Conor McGregor these days. Despite being away from the octagon since August 2016, Diaz's popularity never waned. The Stockton native finally returned to action at UFC 241, as we all saw, to the roar of those in attendance inside the Honda Center.
I tell you what, is
Honda
Schaub,
Center.
Is he a little retarded? Like,
why?
Do you think he's just a little slow?
Why would you think so?
I don't know. There's certain things that are weird. Like, I was in the building for UFC 196. Conor McGregor gets strangled by Nate. Strangled. And the Olays were going crazy. The place was buzzing. He gets strangled by Nate, and everyone erupted. They just roared for Nate Diaz. Yeah. Everyone. And it sounded even like the Conor fans were roaring for Nate Diaz over there. Nate had a pull already. He already had an audience. Like, he's saying now it's going in the direction of Conor. Listen, no matter what, like Conor or hate Conor, the guy's got mega numbers, and he's going to pull a mega crowd. To say that everyone's switching over to Nate already had his crew. He already had his flow. You know, he might have some new people now.
I think he means as far as those who are, who went out for a little while and then are returning or talking about a potential return, like Conor did. Conor talked about a potential return. Nate Diaz did return. I think he's talking about that.
Yeah, and then when Conor comes back, there's gonna be an explosion.
Conor is a dauber. Nate is likable.
All right, so it doesn't like Conor McGregor says even. This is what's going to happen, and it's going to piss people off. Once Conor does decide to come back, and maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't come back. Who knows? But once he does come back, there's going to be it's going to go bonkers again.
Yeah.
And then Schaub is going to go, he's going to be fucking sucking so hard on the Irish cock.
Yeah.
Just like he did with the Mayweather thing and all that other stuff. Like, come on, Brendan. Come on. We know what's going on. Like, come on. You know what's going to happen. What is he talking about, this Brendan Schaub?
Well, then do you want me to continue this
keep
one?
going. I'm just going to make fun of him.
Okay. All right. During the last edition of Showtime's Below the Belt podcast, Schaub says he sees a shift in how fans view Diaz and McGregor. He said, quote, "I think now because what Conor's doing, we're all like, all right, man, we're out. And then Nate Diaz somehow gone from heel to face, and we're like, we're rooting for him. We want him to get paid. We want to see him fight big fights. Yeah, you're kind of like, holy fuck, Nate Diaz is the good dude here. Just because what Conor, all the shenanigans he's done, and for me to go, dude, I can't defend you, is a truckload." Fans aren't exactly enamored with McGregor's latest incident. Video surfaced of McGregor striking an older man inside an Irish pub. The incident is said to have occurred back in April. The story goes that McGregor offers patrons a shot of his proper number 12 whiskey. When a man refused, McGregor punched him. A report from the Irish Mirror claims that the elderly man made disparaging remarks of McGregor's whiskey. So the real question here is, do you think fans favor Nate Diaz over Conor McGregor more than ever before?
All right. So you think that the sway is going in Nate's favor?
I think right now it's ideal for fan favorites to go in Nate Diaz's favor because Conor's not in yet. All we keep hearing is Conor's going to come in, Conor's coming back, Conor's returning, Conor's not returning, Conor's got other things going, Conor's retired, Conor's coming back. It's like a flip-flop, right? We don't know what's going on with Conor. And then we got Dana White saying, okay, what happens with Conor depends on what the result of Poirier versus Khabib will be and the result of Nate Diaz versus Pettis. That's what Dana White said before the Diaz fight. So now we're all up in arms and we're all like, oh, Conor might be coming back, but this could just be another hype.
Listen,
I think right now, when it comes to Nate Diaz, he is the fan favorite because everybody loved him when him and Conor were still in the octagon. He went out. And then he came back in and won his fight after that hiatus that he was on.
Yeah, Nate Diaz is a rock star.
But if Conor comes back, I agree with you that people will jump on the Conor train.
I'm telling you right now, the people that hate Conor better hope he never comes back. Because if he does come back to the UFC, it is going to be an explosion once he comes back.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, we watch the way the numbers go. If we just talk about Conor punching a 47-year-old man in a bar, right? The fucking numbers are through the roof.
Yeah.
That's all we got to do is talk about him in a bar. If he says a dumb thing on Twitter, the numbers are through the roof. Wait until this man decides to compete in the octagon again, win or lose. It's going to be like a fucking crazy circus all over again. Probably the biggest circus you'll ever see. And I feel for the people that hate Conor. Because you guys are going to get trampled along the way. It's going to be bonkers. It really will. So, like him or hate him, we said this before. I actually wrote an article for Vegas Magazine, right? I actually wrote this article, and we can go check it out. It was right before UFC 196. I was saying he may not be the best fighter in the world, Conor McGregor, right? But it's the package deal. A lot of fighters, you don't see this. Nate has a package deal. He's fantastic. He does mumble and can't understand half the thing he says, but he has his swag. He has his edge to him. He's smoking. He's passing the blunts out to the crowd. He has his likability. But there is a certain type of person that Conor is on and out. Listen, the antics in the bar, everything. The dolly through the fucking window. The guy's a lunatic. But there is something about this guy that people are drawn to, like him or hate him.
Right.
We're not going to see a guy like this ever again. We won't. Not in our lifetime.
I think we will. When Conor's finally faded out, there is bound to be another fighter, whether like a new up-and-comer who comes in with the same type of
Before
swag.
Conor, we had Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
It is not nearly as crazy as Conor McGregor's circus.
Yeah.
Not nearly as crazy. And you had Brock Lesnar. Like, I'm trying to think of people that, like, everyone, you could walk into an elevator and all of a sudden you'll hear people talking about this. People that don't even know about MMA are talking about this. You'll never hear about that in our lifetime ever again. You won't.
Yeah.
So when he comes back, it's going to be dysfunction. It's going to be absolute dysfunction. And I'm going to soak every minute of it up because it's going to be crazy. But anyway, Nate Diaz, I tell you what, good for him. Good for Nate Diaz. He is doing something special over here. Now he's in place to make some real good cash. You know, he put on a show against Anthony Pettis off the long layoff. And he's a very likable guy, and I hope we see something special down the road. All right.
Down the road.
Down the road.
Where did that accent come from, Ma?
Nah, don't worry about it, Jesse. Don't worry about it. A lot of Nate Diaz stories. What's going on with this?
Yeah, well, Nate Diaz is a big topic right now.
All right, well, I guess give me another one.
According to MMA Junkie, Dana White says there's no progress on the potential Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal fight, like we all wanted. should we pump the brakes on any talk of a possible fight between Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal? On Tuesday night, while speaking to MMA Junkie and other reporters in Las Vegas following the Contender Series, UFC President Dana White denied Masvidal's claim that negotiations have begun between the two fighters. He said, quote, "Why did I say I was doing Diaz and Masvidal on Saturday at UFC 241 post-event news conference? Well, they asked me, and I said, who doesn't want to see that fight? But no progress," White added. Earlier
if
Tuesday,
I'm Jorge Masvidal, I would be up the boss's ass and be like, yo, give me the fight. Give me the fight. I want this.
I think he is, but, Diaz, what better fight than if Conor comes back?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Masvidal's got to find a way to get this fight before Conor decides to swoop in there and convince the boss of getting the trilogy.
I agree. Earlier Tuesday, Masvidal issued his first response to Diaz's call-out on his new YouTube channel, where he said he'd be ready to go by the end of the year. After Diaz defeated Anthony Pettis this past weekend at UFC 241, the Stockton, California native proceeded to respectfully call out Masvidal. A giddy Masvidal was seen on screen welcoming the call-out, which has sparked buzz about a potential showdown between the two fan favorites. White might be putting a stop to talks now, but that doesn't necessarily mean Diaz and Masvidal won't eventually throw down. Both men have continuously expressed their desire to increase their pay, which means negotiations could take longer than desired.
All right. Well, listen, that would be a fun fight. I think anyone would sign up for Nate versus Masvidal, right?
Yes.
That is the fight that a lot of people would like. Check this out over here on the MMA-Holes.com. We have a brand new shirt. The 420 Nate Diaz shirt has dropped over here, and you better check it out because we only have, under 2 hours left to get 15% off. There it is. 420, motherfuckers. So if you want to rock your 420 shirt and get 15% off, we have a code. It's SummerLovin, SUMMERLOVIN. You only have until midnight tonight to get this shirt. East Coast time, so get it. Hurry up. Immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. BetDSI.
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for up to 20% off, up to 100% bonus match, as well as $25 as a welcome bonus today. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything, including NFL, NCAA football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and other major sports, politics, reality TV, esports, virtually everything. We play there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to fights or any other sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for up to 100% bonus match, as well as $25 as a welcome bonus today. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
Yes, BetDSI. Wonderful, wonderful. Get your bets in. Link in the description. And let's get that CBD flowing through our veins with Timeless CBD.
Timeless CBD sees a gap in the industry between quality and affordability. All of Timeless CBD's products are carefully handmade at their facility. Each and every batch is third-party tested. This is a CBD company that strives to make top-notch products at prices people can afford. Visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description below and get your hands on only the best CBD products, such as full-spectrum oils, gummies, pain salves, freezes, BCAAs, and more. Use promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for up to 20% off of your entire order. We use Timeless CBD on a daily, and we haven't felt this good in years. We recommend Timeless CBD to anyone seeking treatment for numerous conditions. Once again, visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description below and get your hands on only the best CBD products with promo code MMA-Hole for up to 20% off of your entire purchase.
All right. There we go. Timeless CBD. Also, Real Bearded Men, 15% off. Promo code MMA-Hole.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Get that beard sexy. Get that beard swole. All right. Jesse, what a night we're having tonight.
Oh, what a night. Dun, 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 dun. I have a song for everything you say, Moss.
I know. It's a musical. It is a musical. Jesse is the musical host over here tonight. The MMAHoles.com is popping. Go check it out for yourself. We have a community section, and you can drop your wonderful, wonderful gifts or memes or anything you'd like, comments on the MMAHoles.com, the place for the MMA fans, 24/7 fun. 24/7.
Wonderful.
Wonderfulness. All right, back into the news. Let's see what we got here, Jess.
Let's get right into the news. Name that YouTuber.
It's sad that I know.
According to MMA Fighting, Anthony Pettis' coach says that Pettis is not expected to need surgery for UFC 241 injuries and hopes to compete again in 2019. Excuse me.
Did his streak... Oh, you all right? Jesse's dying. Jesse's dying. We're losing our newswoman.
I was talking and
I'm trying. Every time I try to mute the mic when she's cough, you need some water? Why don't you drink some water?
I breathed in my own spit.
Drink some. There's water on the other side over there.
I'm good.
Okay. There's water. You should drink it.
All right.
Wine.
I breathed in my own spit, Moss.
Drink some water.
Can you stop? No.
Okay, fine.
Jesus.
Jesse doesn't like. Jesse's anti-water. It's I
said I'm fine.
Right. Why do you hate water? We spoke about this before.
I don't hate water.
You fill it up before the show and you never touch the water. It just sits there.
I drink out of it sometimes.
Yeah, you look at it. You're like, that's nice. By the way, I have my Mets water over here. Boom! Let's go Mets. Are they winning? Hold on. Let's check this out.
I pinned it to your phone.
Let's see. Are the Mets winning? What's the score? I need to know.
No.
They're losing?
3-2.
3-2. How dare you, Mets? You're not allowed to lose. All right, back to Anthony Pettis. Showtime.
All right, it didn't look good for Anthony Pettis after going 3 action-packed rounds with Nate Diaz at UFC 241, but his outlook for the near future is better than expected.
Real quick, JW says Conor was offered to fight Tony, and Tony was offered to fight Max Holloway. Back to the news.
Immediately after his fight this past Saturday, Pettis limped out of the cage, showing the effects of an apparent foot injury that was later confirmed to be a break by his team. The official medical suspensions also mentioned a possible orbital fracture and that Pettis could be potentially sidelined for 6 months, barring clearance from a physician for his injuries. Speaking to MMA Fighting, Pettis' coach Duke Rufus said that his fighter has received good news and is not expected to need surgery or any further procedures to address his foot or orbital injuries, and that all Pettis has to look forward to is a period of rest and recovery. Rufus also mentioned that Pettis had some pre-fight maladies that he battled through due to the importance of the Diaz fight. This was Diaz's first fight in 3 years, and he defeated Pettis by unanimous decision in his return. After Pettis had a leg kick checked in round 1 that caused him to stumble, it was noticeable that his movements were somewhat limited, but Rufus put those worries to the back of his mind because that's what Pettis told him to do before the fight. Last October at UFC 229, Rufus called for a corner stoppage after the second round when it appeared that Pettis had injured his hand against Tony Ferguson. Heading into the Diaz matchup, Pettis had Rufus assure him that he wouldn't throw in the towel under any circumstances. Rufus added that Paul Felder, another Rufus sports standout, also refused to show any sign that he couldn't continue when he broke his arm against Mike Perry at UFC 226 in July of last year. Both Pettis and Felder have a close relationship with Rufus, and the only real sign of discomfort they gave him was to bury their heads in his chest between rounds just to distract themselves from their injuries. Making sure to give praise to Diaz, Rufus did not point to Pettis' injuries as an excuse for the loss and noted that, quote, "I think Diaz has arrived." He also commended Diaz for his professionalism all throughout fight week.
All right, so Pettis, once again, injury was the problem. That foot did look pretty messed up, but it seems like he's always getting hurt. All right, another L. Up, down, up, down. Off that big win against Wonderboy, and then Diaz comes back, and no mas. All right, here we go. The pink one in the news. What do we have to say about Dana White?
Yeah, Dana White speaks further on Zuffa boxing and admits the sport might be so broken that it can't be fixed.
Wait, hold on a second. So are they bailing on the boxing thing now?
No, he's talking about how boxing is so broken that it might not be able to be fixed. That's not saying he's bailing, but,
Every time I hear Zuffa, I want to vomit. They were the first persons to give us a strike. Zuffa. Fucking Zuffa. Those cunts. Anyway, all right, good.
According to MMA Fighting, recently Dana White announced that he had made a key hire for his overtures in boxing and that Zuffa Boxing would be up and running by October. That's an ambitious timeline to be ready to roll, but perhaps even more ambitious is White's plan for entering the boxing space. For years, White has railed against boxing's inability to make the best fights happen on a short timeline, if at all. White says that the issue is a fundamental misunderstanding of promotion and that if boxing promoters did things the right way, they'd see an uptick in money, promotion, and fan engagement. According to White, the key to success in his boxing venture will be to centralize boxers under one organizational structure, the same way it currently works with the UFC. That may be difficult to manage considering the pay implications. Top-level boxers earn significantly higher paychecks than the highest-paid MMA fighters and are generally more involved with all aspects of the promotion. But speaking recently to Sports Illustrated, White said that may be true, but the bottom-tier fighters hardly make anything, and he'd like to bring a pay structure like the UFC's to boxing where everyone benefits. Well, he won't have to go too far to find willing participants.
Oh my God. He wants to pay people like he pays people in the UFC?
A number of current UFC fighters have shown interest in competing in the boxing realm. White, though, is less keen on that idea than you might think, though he admits it's not out of the question.
So Dana White, hold on. So Dana White, let me get this straight. He's like, man, they are making so much money in boxing. I want to start a promotion where we don't have to pay the fighters like we do in the UFC. Right?
Well, here's his theory. In boxing, the lower-tiered fighters don't make anything at all. At least in the UFC, the lower-tiered fighters at least make something. Even if it's shit, at least they're making something. In boxing, that's not the case. So his theory is if he kind of implements the same type of pay sort of management for boxing, then at least lower-tiered boxers would... at least get something.
Man, could you imagine though, like fucking Dana White, he's trying to pay the boxers like he pays the MMA fighters. You mean to tell me the lower level boxers are
get paid less than lower tiered UFC fighters?
Oh my God. I can't even see that being possible. I really can't. The lower level MMA fighters are making jack shit. So what are boxers making negative money?
No, they're not making any money at all.
They must be paying their organizations to fight for them. That is complete horseshit. That is horseshit. There's no fucking way. No way. I'm sorry, Dana. I don't believe that.
All right. So that's that. Moving on, though, according to BJPenn.com. Dana White rips the MMA media for fucking insane treatment of Daniel Cormier. Until Saturday, Daniel Cormier was the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC, according to the official UFC rankings. After losing to Stipe Miocic in the main event of UFC 241 on Saturday night, however, Cormier has plummeted 6 spots in those same rankings, despite picking up a first-round knockout over Miocic a little over a year ago. UFC President Dana White thinks that's fucking insane and is very unhappy with the members of the MMA media who vote on the official UFC rankings.
Oh, so he's talking about pound for pound?
Yes, the UFC boss sounded off on the issue after Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, saying, quote, "I was looking at the rankings today when they came out. It's just fucking insane to me. This guy on Saturday night was the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He loses and drops to #7, and he loses to the #1 heavyweight contender in the world, and the guy who has the most consecutive title defenses in UFC history, and Cormier drops to #7? It's crazy."
Yeah, he's right about that.
He's much higher than that, and he's one of the best to ever do it. He's still one of the best in the world. In the same interview, Dana White addressed the possible retirement of Dana White. From the sounds of it, he's hoping to see a tie-breaking trilogy fight between Cormier and Miocic, but he's open to whatever the two decorated heavyweights want. So the question is, do you still consider Daniel Cormier a top pound-for-pound fighter after his UFC 241 loss to Stipe Miocic, and should he be higher in the UFC official rankings?
Yeah. Well, we spoke about this at the beginning of the show. I do think that Jon Jones, of course, is #1. Jesse thinks Khabib. Jon, Khabib. I mean, if DC was #1 for a while, he should be #3 then. Actually, no, he can't be because, I mean, he did lose to Stipe. So how do you do this? So you got to make him 5, but then Amanda Nunes. Oh, fuck. See, it's difficult. It's very difficult here. I believe Amanda Nunes deserves to be up there. Stipe has to be over DC. Now he beat him, right? He beat him. Daniel is not the light heavyweight champ. He lost his heavyweight belt. Stipe has beaten him, so he should go up. DC should be at least top 5, I would say. Henry Cejudo just floating around at 3 it just doesn't seem right.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel right to me. Khabib, I think it should be Jon, Khabib, Nunes, Stipe, DC. That's what I would go.
Jon, Khabib, Nunes, Stipe, DC.
Yes, that's where I'm going. Doubt me. That's what I'm going. Because he doesn't hold the title now, he's dropped to 7. I think that's why they're putting him there. It's tough to put a guy that doesn't hold the title down, but I still think he should be top 5, man. He's got minimal losses. The guy has won 2 titles. At least top 5. But then again, what am I saying? Even if he's number 5, I mean, it's only 2 off from 7. So it's not the end of the world. He's still top 10. So, you know what, Dana, shut up. I changed my mind. I don't care.
All right.
Jon Nunes Cejudo is your top 3 Moss is BLT. Jon Nunes and Cejudo. Yeah, well, man, the more I'm thinking about it, it should be Jon, Khabib, and Nunes. I mean, Nunes could be number 2. But Jon, Khabib, and Nunes should be the top 3. I think that's fair. And then everyone else can go fuck themselves. I kind of don't care. That's where I'm standing. I'm sticking with that. Jon, Khabib, and Nunes. That's where I'm going. And I'll change my mind 15 minutes later.
Wonderful.
The rankings. This shows you how stupid the rankings are now. You know, when you really think about it, it means jack shit. It means nothing. And the belts mean nothing too. So Stipe, DC, what do we got?
Well, we already talked about this one a little bit, so I kind of skipped past it. Dana White said he was open to that trilogy fight with Stipe and DC, so that's just something that we've discussed earlier. But the next one, according to BJPen.com, Paulo Costa has been accusing Yoel Romero of dirty tactics in the UFC 241 fight.
Oh, man. Yoel's been doing this his whole career. Were you surprised?
At UFC 241, Paulo Costa picked up the biggest win of his career, defeating Yoel Romero by unanimous decision, but it didn't come easy. Romero gave Costa everything he had, and according to Costa, the Cuban also relied on a few dirty tactics. Costa said on Ariel's MMA show, "He's a nice guy, but he's dirty. In the first round, when I make a hook in his face, he went down, then got up very quickly. I say, man, I will knock him out in the first round because he feel my first punch, and I started hunting him in the octagon. And when I close to knock him out, he point on something, anywhere, I don't know. Like, look, they're Paulo, and I lose concentration because he points something.
I remember that.
His mouthpiece fall.
You remember that?
I did see a point, but
yeah, he did one of these. He went like and through. Who cares? That's not cheating. What? He pointed on the ground.
He's not saying he's cheating. He's saying he's using dirty tactics.
That's not dirty. He's fucking. Are you kidding me? My God! I can understand if he takes too long coming out of the corner, if they're dumping water over his head, if he's grabbing the fence, if he's sticking his fingers in your ass.
Those things are cheating. But he's saying he's not. He's not saying he's cheating. He's saying he's using dirty tactics.
Those are dirty tactics. What are you talking about?
So a dirty tactic would be like a sucker punch, like
a finger up the ass would be a dirty tactic.
That's a dirty tactic. Yeah. Cheating is holding onto the fence. Cheating is putting water on you. Those are all cheating.
So pointing at the ground and then you're an idiot for looking. That's like him putting his finger on your chest and you looking down and go, whoop, gotcha. That's dirty.
You didn't have to actually do it, Moss. Like,
come on, dirty tactics. Does he have any other dirty tactics before I fucking vomit?
He said, "I'm not a dirty guy. I try to fight clean, and when he points something, it like maybe a mouthpiece down, I think, man, maybe something happened. So I lose my concentration, and he punched my face. But he missed my face and hit my neck, and I lose my balance and I fall. So this is one thing." Paulo Costa then shared his belief that the illegal knee he landed in the fight did not, contrary to Romero's reaction, make impact with the groin.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying it did, and I saw the picture.
He said, quote, "The second thing, my knee not hit his balls. My knee hit his stomach, and he said, 'Oh, you hit my balls,' and he jumped back, and the referee said, 'Stop. I don't know him deep, but he's a nice guy. He looks like a nice guy, but his kind of fight is not clean.'"
It's not. But it's never been clean. What is he surprised about? We've seen Chris Weidman yell about it. We've seen Jacare. We've seen Tim Kennedy. We've seen all these fighters complain about Jacare Souza. Hello. The soldier of God, Yoel Romero. And now Paulo Costa is shocked. Everyone knows that he's dirty. Like, he does some dirty shit. The nut shot, I'm on the fence. Romero's got a big cock. The guy's got a big cock. I see one picture. It's so funny. I keep on seeing this one picture where it looks like the knee's not hitting his nut. You see the picture? It's all over the place.
No, I haven't.
They're saying it hit his belly, right? It's one shot, but that doesn't mean that the shot after that could have been the nut shot. Like, it's his knee is up, but it could have went in.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's showing it's like, it didn't hit. When we watch the replay multiple times, it grazed his fucking cock. I don't care whether it grazed or not. I've been grazed in my little cock, and I've dropped being grazed in my little cock. Now imagine I have a big fucking Cuban hog, a Cuban missile, and it gets grazed. It's gonna hurt. Who cares? You won the fight. Shut up. You won. Paulo Costa, you won the fight because he pointed down on the ground. He pointed and then he punched you. It's your stupid fault for looking at the ground. It's like, oh, look, a bird. Dirty. Come on, get out of here, Paulo Costa. Your muscles are in the way of your brain functions. Get out of here. Get out of here. You have anything to add to that?
No.
Okay. What else do we have in the news?
According to MMA junkie Dana White on Jose Aldo making bantamweight moves, saying, I honestly haven't even taken that seriously. Former featherweight champ Jose Aldo recently has expressed his intentions to move down to bantamweight.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
A donation. Real gay.
I would let Paulo Costa eat caviar out of my asshole. Brazilians are so hot.
Caviar out of your asshole. I can't say I've heard that one before.
Wonderful.
Oh, man. 184 people watching. And if you're going to plant a donation, now's the time to do it. If you want an audience, now's the time to do it. Thank you. That was wonderful, wonderful. What a donation. Anyone else want to let him eat caviar?
Oh, super chat.
Brazilian.
Yoel cheat take time he wears capa vai morer.
Yeah, vai morer. Thank you, Brazilian
Why
American.
do you say it like that?
That's how you say it. Vai morer.
It's not morer.
They don't roll the tongue. They're not tongue rollers. All right. So Dana doesn't believe the bantamweight stuff. He does have trouble hitting 145.
Yeah,
so.
he's just basically saying he hasn't taken it serious.
Well, you know what? A lot of people weren't taking TJ serious, and somehow that guy sickly got himself down there.
Well, he doesn't believe that Aldo can make 135 now. He said that Aldo sent him a text saying he wants to do it, but Dana White just doesn't believe that Aldo can make 135 anymore.
Let him do it. He is what is he, 32 now? He's been in weight cutting forever. And he does seem like he has some trouble getting to 145. But it's 10 pounds. Let him do it. Let's go down there. He doesn't want him to go down there because he doesn't want him to beat up his boy, Frankie Edgar. Again.
According to MMA News, GSP says there's nothing to gain from a Nate Diaz rematch. I'd love to know where this one came from, guys.
Wait, there's nothing to gain?
GSP.
No, I think there's nothing to gain too.
GSP has no interest in returning to the octagon for a rematch with Nate Diaz. Back in March 2013, GSP and Diaz did battle in...
Airplanes. GSP is here. He has something to say. GSP, my master.
Wonderful.
It never gets old. Never gets old.
Never gets old.
85 likes with 182 people. This is completely disrespectful. Right now, we need you to like the shit out of this video immediately so we can beat the shit out of the ceilings. Please, drop a like in the box, and be wonderful, wonderful. Let's get back into this GSP story.
All right. Back in March 2013, GSP and Diaz did battle in the main event of UFC 158. At the time, GSP was the UFC welterweight champ. Rush successfully defended his gold via unanimous decision. I'm doing the alien speak.
Read it like the alien.
Decision.
Whoa, shit. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Decision. No,
Okay, you don't want it?
No, I fucked up.
Okay, good.
Decision.
Decision. Actually, you're doing it French. You sound French.
I'm doing a Romero. Decision. All right. Nick's brother Nate recently said he'd like to see the rematch. St. Pierre also appeared as a guest on Chael Sonnen's YouTube channel and responded, quote, "I don't know what to say. He's one of my biggest adversaries. Even if we only fought once, we are very different personalities. I think that's why the clash of the personalities makes it very interesting, but I'm retired now. I don't want to go back and fight. I don't want to fight his brother Nick Diaz. It's not interesting for me. There's nothing I can gain from that. The risk is not worth the reward. There's nothing good that can come out of it, even if I win. I think the odds will favor me and expect me to win, and if I lose, it will be a complete disaster. I don't want to put myself into another training camp and make all the sacrifices of a 3-month training camp for that type of fight. It's not worth it for me." St. Pierre last competed back in November 2017. He captured the middleweight gold from Michael Bisping in the main event of UFC 217. GSP vacated the title the following month when GSP's efforts to get a bout with UFC lightweight champ Khabib Nurmagomedov didn't pan out. He decided to retire.
This fight ain't happening. Ain't happening. Not seeing it. The one complaint I have about Nate Diaz is his weird infatuation with his brother. I understand how brothers are close and tight. You know, I have a brother. I love my brother to death. But this weird connection that Nate has with Nick, it freaks me out.
It doesn't freak me out.
Why?
Because those two are all they had. They came from, like, have you ever read the biography of those two guys?
If someone were to tell me that they were having sex, I would be like, I believe it.
No, they come from a really fucked up background. Since they were kids. So you got to think, those two are all they had, even if they had other friends and stuff like that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, I thought. Ozzy Cat Ma said the Mets win in the 10th inning. The Mets! The Mets win! Get that wild card spot. Get it!
Wonderful, wonderful.
They're going to fuck up the Cubs. That's next. Don't worry. You'll see. Anyway, go ahead, Jesse. Your thoughts.
No, all I'm saying is, you know, like, that's all that they had was each other and to fall back on. And I think, I don't think it's weird because I had the same relationship with my siblings. Like, we were all we had at the end of the day. Like, even if we made friends outside or whatever, we came from a really weird background as well. Mm-hmm. So, like, I don't think it's weird at all.
I think it's bizarre.
Well, you also came from a little bit more of a cushy background.
What do you mean cushy?
Yeah.
My father was a garbage man. What do you mean cushy?
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, what do you mean? I grew up in the slums.
No, you didn't.
Of Queens. I did. I had to pedal my body. I had to sell myself.
My dad would slap you in the face if he heard you talking like this.
I had to eat Cheerios.
Oh, poor boy. You poor thing.
There were some nights I had to walk home from school.
In the
cold.
Thing.
Sometimes I had to walk home, Jesse. What are you talking about? Look at me now.
I swear to God.
I live in a 2-bedroom box.
Yeah.
What a crazy girl.
Yeah.
It's a rough life.
It's so rough for you.
You don't see me sucking off my brother.
Because you didn't come from a rough life.
So you're saying the reason why they have sex is because they had a rough life?
They don't have sex, Moss.
Oh.
I'm saying that they come from a pretty fucked up background, and usually in those situations, your siblings are all you have. It goes one extreme or the other. You either completely loathe each other or you are so bonded that that's the only person you have.
Nate Diaz talks about his siblings no matter what the occasion is. You never talk about your siblings. So how is this relatable in any way?
I don't talk about my siblings because we have an audience of people that I don't really care to share my personal life with.
Do you think Nate Diaz really cares to share his personal life?
I think
no.
He's probably a little bit more inclined to share his personal life.
Everywhere Nate Diaz goes, you hear about Nick. Any interview, anytime there's someone talking to him, Nick Diaz.
What is the problem?
It's because Nick Diaz is the one that he's the guy. You know, Nick Diaz, sometimes it is Nick Diaz.
It's always Nick. Why? Because he had a rough upbringing? So you're saying that Nick Diaz was like a father figure, so that's why he always talks about him?
I don't know what their family dynamic was.
I don't know. It's kind of fucking weird. But I do like Nate. I just don't understand. Rhonda, Honda, how's he?
Well, we already heard this one a little bit. We discussed it a little bit yesterday. She got a very grotesque injury on a TV set. If you click it, you can actually see it, or you can go to her Instagram and see it.
Yeah, we showed this yesterday.
Yeah, her
do you want to see
finger
it again?
was practically detached.
You guys want to see it? There it is.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I left that up there because I want to rub myself to it. Was it on Ronda's? Was it on Travis's or Ronda's? Ronda Rousey. Yeah, she fucked up her finger. There you go. There it is. Looks beautiful. Let's see. You guys want to get a closer shot? It's pretty grotesque. She's fine though, right? Everything's fine.
Yeah, she's got some screws.
Oh, fuck. What you got?
She's got some screws in her hands. She busted up the nail next to it. She has some nerve damage. But they got it all put back in place. It was literally hanging by, it was like 2 millimeters of skin. Everything else was completely detached. You could see her bone and everything.
If you're listening on Podbean and iTunes, yes, her finger is mangled. Absolutely mangled. All right.
I saw a guy, Muhammad, says that girls are always bitches to their brothers. I disagree. I always looked up to my brothers. I had 3 older brothers. And, like, they taught me everything.
Yeah, but I bet they have a different story. I bet, like, yeah, she was a pain in my ass.
No, I probably was a pain in their ass. But I never, like, disrespected them because I admired them. Like, I wanted to kind of go up to, you know, so I'm sure that some people have sisters who are assholes,
super
but...
chat.
Drunk Savage with the deuce.
We got a good flow going. Stay on. Take calls 1 hour more.
1 hour more. I don't know if we could do that, but we will be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually,
it's our birthday.
An hour and 12 minutes. The MMA-Holes 3rd year on air. Wow. And we'll be doing a live stream, probably an intimate
phone
stream.
Boss.
Well, not yet. Don't celebrate because we still have 11.
3 years.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck was that?
I had
an hour and 11 minutes.
I had 5 you because you wouldn't high five me. So
I tell you, things I do for you guys.
You wouldn't high five me, so I had to head five you.
Okay. Well, listen, let's do this, Jesse. We have good news. 100 likes. 100 likes from the Holes. Let's all beat up the ceiling together.
I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick.
Yes, it's a head five. You guys never heard of it?
Okay.
A head five is what happens when you go for a high five and they don't give you a high five. So you go for the head five.
Sometimes I just want to cry. Sometimes on air I just want to cry.
I'm just having fun,
I want to
boss.
crawl into the fetal position and cry on the casting couch. But I love you to death, Jesse. I love you to death. More DC Stipe news? What's this? How many more stories do we
No,
have?
that's an old story, boss.
Oh, okay. So
That's
we're
not-
done.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done with the news. All right, so let's get some comments from the chat over here. With 10 minutes left in the show, we spoke about this in the beginning. Jon Jones at top of the heap. We have Bellator this weekend, too. We have Bellator. I am more excited about the preliminary card than the actual main card. So, if that means anything.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
This is Kevin from Chicago.
A little late, but I have to agree about Paulo Costa. A complete smoke show. I'd fondly his ball sack while he's drilling my asshole. Same with Brazilian-American patriotic soldier. Although he stole that picture from a Hot Men in Hats Pinterest channel.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin from Chicago. I appreciate that. Wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? All right, so Mr. Van Zant is at the top of the pre-prelims. Timothy Johnson versus Azuna Anyanwu. We have Ricky Bandejas versus Amit Kairatali. Bandejas has upsetted Bellator prospect, so he's something to look out for. Mike Kimball, actually Bandejas is the one that knocked out James Gallagher.
Bandejas.
That's who he knocked out. I couldn't remember who it was, but it was Gallagher. He is the guy that when Gallagher was marching in there all fucking tough, he put him to sleep. So keep an eye from him. Mike Kimball, who was on the show before, is fighting inside the circled cage. And Nick Newell, the one-armed assassin, who is on the MMA-Holes as well, will be fighting on this card. Zima versus the Rocha. We have a main card over here. That's the prelims. The main card is the Mitrione versus drum roll. Whoa, shit. Caratano. Caratano versus Mitrione is the main event over there. We're going to react to that card and have a little fun after Fuka Friday. So 3 days in a row of streams, right? Let's do the math. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
You can't
3.
stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Choo-choo, Dana White.
Fuck you and your 3 years. Hashtag boycott MMA-Holes.
Dana White doesn't like our birthday. So, what should we do? We want to do something.
Cupcakes with a candle in it for each of us.
Cupcakes? Oh, that's what we did last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did cupcakes and we put a little we did 2 cupcakes. We put a little candle in each of them. But that was for 2 years.
So this year we should just have full-blown sex.
Maybe we should just get a little cake like this big and put 3 candles in it. And we'll blow it out together.
So 3 cupcakes or 3 candles.
No, a little cake like that.
What about a donut? How about we get a donut? We throw 3 candles in a donut.
Because we're not going to split a donut.
We'll smash the donuts together.
They sell little cakes like this at the bakery, really tiny cakes.
Okay.
I'll put 3 little candles in it.
Okay.
We have the candles already. So that's for the 3 years. And we'll do, I don't know, we'll figure out the content.
Should I wear a tuxedo tomorrow? Since it's 3 years.
Should I wear a dress?
Or should we be in our birthday suits? Since it's the birthday.
You don't want to see. Nah. My birthday suit's only for you, Moss.
All right. Chat room, let me know with the ones if you will be around tomorrow. It's going to be an intimate stream. We're just going to have a birthday celebration. It is 3 years of MMA-Holes. Tomorrow is 3 years. Went fast.
We made it, Moss.
Went fast.
Woo!
Didn't it go fucking fast?
It did.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like just yesterday we were blowing out cupcakes on an Instagram post for the 2-year anniversary.
I remember wanting 1,000 so bad. Like, I wanted 1,000 subscribers in the worst way. And here we are, 3 years later, and we're sitting at 26,000.
Ah, super chat.
Pretty effing cool. Pretty effing cool.
9 guys, and remember, let's all be the most wonderful, wonderful we can be.
Good night, PBR.
Wonderful.
I tell you what, PBR, thank you very much. Very
You're
nice.
wonderful.
A kind soul. He has good words to say to the community. You know? Be as wonderful as you can be. Be wonderful. What? I was going to say, be all you can be. Get an edge on life in the army. You ever hear that? But I was going to put wonderful didn't work. Yeah. Did you ever hear that song? Be all you can be.
Sing it.
Be all that you can be. Get an edge on life in the army.
No, I can't say I've heard that one.
Yeah. That was the song they used to play when I was like 43 years ago. All right, let's see what's going on in that chat over there.
Yo, Jordan's laughing in the chat. Mark Jackson's got to work. You're going to work tomorrow? No, join us, Mark Jackson.
No, take off. Take off from work.
Kainona says, Moss breaking out the 80s jingles.
Yeah, it was
Yo,
from the
Jordan
80s.
says, that's a no from me, dog. LOL, I remember it. I'm going to go jack off, says Pixelated Vigo. Have fun. Make sure you use both fingers for that whole 1 inch that you got. Jokes Savage says, calls?
We can, we'll take one call. Let's do that.
How tall, Joseph Seed? 5'7". I'm 5'7". Shut it, Moss, says PBR. More CBD, please. No pictos, says Val. Sean Weiss says, no. Junk Savage calling sick, bro. Coming from Chicago, people are roasting McGregor on his own Instagram. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
I'm going to go. Goodbye, Justin Jr. Farewell.
All right, so we got 5 minutes left in the show. We'll take some calls. Call us up. Let me know what's on.
Kevin from Chicago didn't waste any time. What's up, my man?
What's up? I got in. Chunk Savage. Take that. That's called payback. They call me Tommy 2 times now.
Ooh.
Yeah, Nate Diaz. I gotta make this quick point. Nate Diaz. People are saying he was a star before McGregor. No way, man. McGregor made him. McGregor made him a star. He did that perfect call out. Got those 2 fights with McGregor. Got a win over him, and turned him into a star. He is the star officially off McGregor. So there's narrative saying, oh, he was already a star, blah, blah, blah. He was known, but he wasn't a star. My second point is, Tom, you got to pull up his Instagram because it's hilarious, man. They're freaking roasting him bad.
Who's that?
He's got he's got like millions of followers on Instagram, Conor McGregor.
Okay.
And every one of his freaking the top comments is talking about that dude, him punching old dude. They're all giving him shit. And he did that one Instagram post of him knocking out Marcus Brimage next to not this post. It wasn't that post.
Which one? Yeah, this is all. Everyone's sucking him off in that one. Which one we got? This one?
The older ones, a little bit older, like 4 or 5 ago.
Okay, we'll go about 4. Let's see. Let's try this one. All right, we're gonna scroll through. I mean, I'm sure he's getting lit up. Let's see.
Yeah, and then there's another post that he did it with Mayweather, of him humping Mayweather, and it's like you're humping Mayweather, and then you put a picture of Marcus Brimage. Marcus Brimage, he's been knocked out like 4 times. He got cut from the UFC, and he's trying to like pretend it's Floyd Mayweather or something. What the hell is up with McGregor, man? Are you still fanboying out over him, or are you kind of like you getting out of your nerves? I mean, as a fan of him yourself, you gotta be like, all right, dude, what's going on? You gonna fight again, or you gonna talk shit on Twitter and congratulate Mexican warrior Nate Diaz, blah blah blah? Like,
yeah,
you know what?
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my quick point is, Nate Diaz. The thing with Nate Diaz is he's not afraid to come in and get knocked out. He's already been knocked out by Josh Townsend. He's been ragdolled by Roy McDonald. He's been destroyed by RDA. Like, Nate Diaz isn't afraid to come take an ass whooping. Conor McGregor carefully picks his opponents, and the last thing he wants is to come and get knocked out by someone like Masvidal, come and get knocked out by someone like Michael Johnson. And that's what I do. I respect that about Nate Diaz. He'll come in and take his ass whooping. Not afraid to take an ass whooping. But as you as a fan, you got to get tired of Conor McGregor. Like,
yes.
Quit talking shit on Twitter.
All right, come on. What are we doing here? Thank you, Kevin, for the call. I appreciate that. Jesus, he was repeating. So, yeah, I am tired. I've said this. We've had shows where Jesse would bring up a Conor story. I'm like, pass. I don't even want to hear it. I want to talk about a fight. Like, we've had shows, and then we would have to do another show about him punching this guy in the bar. So it's like, yeah, I am frustrated. I want him to fight. I want to talk shit. I want to know when he's lined up with someone else. I don't want to talk shit. I want to go back and forth. I want to sling it out there. I want to have some fun. But you can't really have much fun when the guy's just getting into trouble and there's no fight. So to answer Kevin's question, yes, I've had enough. We looked over at his Instagram, and yeah, hold on, not this post, but this post over here is actually pretty funny. Jesse, if you could read some of the comments over here. We had to go back a couple of posts.
Drink it or I fuck up your grandfather. Credit to the old man for taking the fight on 2-minute notice. Proper whiskey for a proper wanker. Mate, stop it. Fight or retire. Got fucked up by Khabib, so went on to the elderly. People, let's make a mass unfollowing. His action was awful. These are the best comments on any thread ever. Sad to see how you've fallen, Conor. Get your shit together or you will be proper done. No senior citizens were harmed during the making of this film. You should seriously read your comments. Nobody is saying anything positive about your shitty whiskey. All respect for you is lost.
Yeah, they're going hard on him. I wonder, like, you got to think this guy is, I'm sure he has someone taking care of his social media.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He doesn't do it himself.
I'm telling you, he's got 31.5 million followers, and he's such a narcissist. You got to think he's like, give me that phone. Let me see this thing. Let me see what we got going on over here. Because we've seen him tweet things out that you're like, what the fuck? I honestly do believe that is him when it's the crazy shit, the towel thing and stuff like that. And then his publicist probably like, get that off. So I think he sees this. What do you think is going through his head? Do you think it's fucking him up? Do you think that's why he's getting into so much trouble?
I think narcissists I think there's 2 different types of narcissists. I think there's the narcissist that likes any attention, whether it's positive or negative, and I think Conor can be that type. But I also think Conor's the type of narcissist who, if everybody's against him, then I think there's going to be a problem in his own head. So I think, yeah, it probably is fucking with him a little bit, but he's just going to keep posting. He's going to keep making it seem like he's fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's getting lit up pretty bad, but it's all his fault. It's not like they're ripping on him because he lost. They're ripping on him because of the stupidity outside of the cage.
Yeah.
So he's got to get his shit together. With that being said, I'm still a Conor fan. And until it's something like where I'm like, man, I would not do that. That's insane. You know, until it's something like that, I've gotten into fights at bars. I've grabbed my boys and tried to hunt down someone and try to beat them up. I've been in that situation. I haven't thrown a hand truck through something, but I've done some fucked up shit. So I've been in these situations before. So
You've never sucker punched an old man.
I've hit old guys, yeah. In bars? Yeah, I've brawled in bars.
What?
Yeah, we've hit people in bars.
Have you ever sucker punched an old man?
No, I've usually wasn't the first to throw the punch.
That
no.
should not be something you should be like prideful.
But
in
you know what?
about.
It's not. No, I'm not saying prideful. What I'm saying is I've been in those situations, so I can't fucking kill the guy. You know, I can't. It is what it is. Whatever he does. Now, if he does something horrible that I've never done before, I'm like, man.
So you have sucker punched an old man?
No, I haven't. I've gotten into fights at bars. It doesn't.
That's not.
First of all, the guy was 47 years old.
But that's not answering my question.
He's 5 years older than me.
That's not answering my question.
So 5 years, I got to get my AARP card, and I said senior citizen, Social Security is going to kick in.
You're not answering my question.
Yeah, what's your question?
All I asked you was, have you sucker punched an old man?
And I said no. I don't know how many times you want me to tell you.
Okay, so you don't have to go on defending Conor or defending yourself or whatever.
You're missing my fucking point. I said
don't yell at me.
I am going to be a fan of the guy until there is something I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Like
so that wasn't something for you to be like, yeah, that's crazy.
So, for instance, let me put it to you this way: Jon Jones did a hit and run on a pregnant lady. If Conor did something like that, yeah, I'd be out. I'd be like, yeah, I can't back that dude up. Jon literally fucking jumped over a fence and bounced to his friend's house while drugged up. Like, that's fucked up. That is a little fucked up. So if that was Conor, I'd be like, yeah, I'm out. But he fucking punched a guy in a bar. Who cares? I could say it till I'm blue in my face. It's a 47-year-old.
Can you for a minute?
What are you trying to do? Besides stab me in the eye?
I'm not. You haven't.
All right.
It's right there.
Okay.
I got it.
The distraction is ridiculous. So and Conor didn't rape the girl. Until we know, Javier, what proof do you have that he raped the girl? We don't know. We have no idea. No clue. Now, he probably fucked around on his girlfriend. Yeah, he probably did. But I don't think he raped this girl. And if he did rape the girl, if evidence came out and he was convicted of this, then yeah, of course I'd be off the train. Stop with you guys are, like, everyone that's casting stones acts like you're so fucking righteous. It's ridiculous. You guys need to get a life.
It's not about acting righteous. I think everybody has morals of some sort.
They're saying a man raped a girl and they don't have any evidence that he did it. Think about that. Could you imagine being accused of raping somebody?
Rumors spread like wildfire.
Yeah, but say you were never accused of it. You were never guilty of it. Could you imagine? Say your brother, for instance. Your brother is accused of raping a girl, right? God forbid. Knock on wood. If he did, good for you. No, I'm kidding. Knock on wood, right? And then everyone else is saying, Jesse's brother has raped this girl, and you know that he didn't rape this girl, right? Wouldn't you be like, what the fuck? He's not.
I think anyone in that situation would be like, what the fuck? But like I said, rumors spread like wildfire, and everybody likes drama.
Easy target.
Whether you're a dramatic person or not, people love to cling to any sort of dramatic situation in the press. So I don't think it's about the fact that he raped a girl or didn't rape a girl. It's just the fact that his name is in the press with a negative tone on it, so people are going to cling to it.
Drunk Savage says the police had enough evidence to investigate him. They investigated him because there was a claim. If a woman makes a claim of something like this, you got to investigate somebody. That's how it works.
But what he's saying is they had enough evidence to lead to him. Most rape cases, there's not enough evidence to even find a suspect.
Listen, is OJ guilty? No, he didn't kill the girls.
You're kidding me.
If the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
This is what I live with. Everyone, I'm introducing you to the mystical moss.
Innocent until proven guilty. Although OJ was guilty. Because they had DNA evidence and that. And it's a joke, Kelly. Jesus, calm down. It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. Holy shit. But OJ was innocent. That was a racist trial.
I'm going to smack you in the face.
I was alive for that. It was a very racist trial. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for our birthday extravaganza. Not really extravaganza, but we'll be live.
No, it's going to be an extravaganza, Moss.
What? Psh, don't promise the world.
It will be an I'm going to go to the dollar store and get some decorations for our birthday.
You want to decorate? What do you want? Where do you want to stream this?
Here. Decorate the studio.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we'll figure it out. We'll see you guys mañana. Thank you for joining us. And Jesse, take us away with the end of the show.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.